Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 981st episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio podcast, programming of the stream, brought to you by me, Dave Lefkowitz, my darling and adorable wife, as well as Potato. Good evening. We'll talk Potato. Pooey is here somewhere as well. We have Pooey. There's Pooey. Oh no, Potato just fell. Pooey 2, or we should really say Poo number 2. Yeah, that would be redundant. We do have a sloth that will probably not cling to the wall, but you want me to try it?
Yeah, but there's 6 of them now.
Okay, that didn't work. All right, sloth number 2. Sloth number 3. Getting sloppy with the sloths.
This is like Consumer Reports. There
Oh
you go.
boy. Hey, oh, he's stuck? He's stuck.
Yes,
Yeah, all right, here's sloth number 4. Oh, so close.
He looks a little.
Sloth number 5. Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Sloth numero 6. Come on.
Oh!
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Brought to you by all of that by Potato. I mentioned Potato. And, of course, by Screaming Possum. He's new. We just got Screaming Possum. Now, this one was tough. You know, it's tough to kind of get a handle on how you got to kind of push him up.
Push his head.
She said. All right, hold on. Yeah, this one's very difficult. He's supposed to go up and then shriek horribly, which is how I wake up in the morning. Here we go. Come on, you can do it. I don't want to break him, but at the same time.
Oh, God. Is that... Oh, God.
Screaming Possum, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, among the many treasures, the many valuables that we have.
I like you with them things. It looks like rings, David. I like it.
Oh, well, this is the coolest thing. My wife was at one of these, not a novel, what do they call it even? A tchotchke shop.
It is, but it's very, like, it's high end. They're very, like, I think these were all made for children for their Easter baskets, so you know the level.
Oh, well, these kinds of things, but if you'll notice, I'm wearing, and I generally do not wear bling. The only jewelry I ever wear is this here wedding ring that is incredibly appropriate today. Why is that, hon? Why is it so appropriate for me to wear a wedding ring today?
Because you're married.
Yes. I'm married. As a matter of fact, today is March 29th, 2025. So my wife and I have been married, or got married, on March 29th, 1998.
1901.
Sometimes feels like it, sometimes doesn't. But this is quite literally our 27th wedding anniversary, my dear.
Yes.
Happy, and it's been all roses. And to confirm that.
Remember on Z100, they used to have one of the characters. He'd say, and they never had a fight, you know?
Never had. There are couples like that. I can't imagine it.
Oh, I don't believe it.
I can't imagine a couple that never.
You got a chicken.
Oh, this is. Wow. So the cool thing about these rings is they're not really just rings. They're. Oh, okay.
Give me your hand.
All right, hold on. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Give me the other hand.
Yeah.
And chicken's lit too. Okay.
Chicken's always lit.
Oh, you look like you, David. It looks like the flag on your hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're actual, real. It's hard to tell with this one. Maybe if I.
Do you have your phone? I want to see it.
Hold on, I gotta pull this off to see, because you really can't see. Oh, look at it going.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
I Facebook on your phone. I want to
These are the actual Jewish space lasers. I know you've heard about them. I know they've been was it Marjorie Taylor Greene or somebody was mentioning Jewish. These are the ones. These are actually. It's hard to tell with all the lights. You know what?
I'll get the light. Hold on.
Yeah, because you really can't necessarily tell
Let me see.
how bright these are. I guess you can. This is from the high-end tchotchke shop. Oh, this one on again. Oh, all right, here.
No, that was me. I flipped it.
No, this one I meant. This. Here we go. Ooh. And even chicken. Chicken has, yeah. Wait, here's one off. Oh, chicken. There we go.
Well, chicken,
Look at chickens. That one is bright as F.
Well, it's because chicken is yellow, so the green and yellow are. I have to go look in the other room. I can't see it efficiently here.
Yeah. Huh? Is this high-end entertainment or what? So yeah. So in honor of our anniversary, my wife, oops, hold on, we got it, said, let there be lights, and we have lights. Well done.
You wanted the light on.
Yeah.
So, turn them off?
Yeah, I'm going to remove the space lasers, just because, I wouldn't want you to be over-dazzled, overstimulated, if you will. Because it's just the very beginning of the program. We do this show from 9 until noonish, or thereabouts, just about every Saturday morning when we're not traveling and dealing with other stuff. So, we go almost till noon or maybe later sometimes. I wouldn't want you to get overworked. I wouldn't want you to be all jazzed up. Yeah. And then an hour and a half from now, when we have our guest on, you'll be like, with no offense to the guest.
Yeah.
But you will have, did our sloth move?
He just flipped you. I think he's jealous he doesn't have a light.
Oh.
I don't want to say anything, but...
It'd be tough to make it stay on him.
No, they wouldn't if they can't. But,
Yeah.
There
they are.
But it would be good if they could. It doesn't work.
No. But it does work on chicken. That was that worked very well. Anyway, so yes, welcome back. We were not here last week because we were back traveling to New York and Queens and all that. And we'll be talking about a bit of that later in the program because we'll bring back our Inside Broadway segment where I get to talk about the theater because I did get to go to a couple of shows when I was in Manhattan a week ago. But I apologize for not being able to be here last week.
How many did you see, honey?
I should probably apologize for being here this week is what I should do. No, I saw 2 shows and I'm going to talk about both of them.
Why don't you make it up? You want to do the stretchy pig or the rabbit flinging?
Oh, we haven't opened those yet.
Yeah.
Let me put on. Oh, I don't have the safety goggles, so we can't do the.
I'll get it for you.
Yeah, because without the safety goggles, this could get dangerous.
Okay.
These are these are bunnies that you put into a slingshot.
Here, honey.
Just like King David. Thank you very much.
But you put in both and bing.
No, you should wear it if I'm playing about you.
I have glasses. Look on the back. It shows you how to do it. On the back, it shows you. You have to show them the instructions. You kind of put the rabbit's hands on the shooter and you shoot.
I'm terrible at this sort of thing.
Forward.
Well, yeah. But my luck, it'll hit the screen and bounce back and take my cornea out.
The stretchy pig, this is not for pets. You got to open the full.
Oh, careful with the stretchy pig. Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
He's got a very interesting beaded interior.
Ooh.
And you've got some extra backup chickens there. Oh,
this is more. Don't open the chicken. Save those.
No,
but this is important. I'll bet this works like a sloth. It's the same material.
No, but it's supposed to fling.
All right. Well, let's see. We're gonna take this rabbit thing. I think you're supposed to put his arms through the thing.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, you put like this in here.
Good job.
Yeah, and you put this in here.
It matches my straw color perfectly.
Hold on. I can't see that. 1 second.
No, but trust you could take.
I'm sorry, rabbit. Screaming there. This is literally like a medieval torture device.
Nobody likes it. Look, he's laughing.
It's like the Crusades. Bunny, do you accept Easter as your Lord and Savior? No!
The sloth got nervous, he just flipped.
Oh, we just had a flip sloth. So now I'm supposed to pull the bunny back. Now you stay there. I can't believe I'm doing this. But
aim high. Okay.
I guess this is what's supposed to happen. See what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh no, I just knocked something down.
Yeah, what you did was you knocked off my miniatures. You knocked off something.
Oh, no. See, I never really played with dangerous toys when I was a kid. It wasn't my thing.
So what your aim was fantastic.
Well, it was accidental also.
What you did was you knocked over this, so you can show them.
Oh, yeah. I knocked off one of my... Oh, no, not the plant. Was it a plant? No, what was that?
It's an empty basket. Here.
Oh, all right.
That's not bad.
I knocked over one of my wife's little miniature things.
My basket.
So I'm going to do one. Do you want to do one and fling it at me? I got my goggles, and then it'll show on camera.
Okay, I'll try.
Here. So you take this and you put it in.
Could you do me a favor? Could you just lean way back?
Oh, yeah. Well.
Like lean back. I'm going to shoot for the wall.
All right. That's what he said. Here we go.
No, I'm still putting...
So,
how did you do this?
as you've seen, you take the arm thing, not the round thing.
children
No!
to shoot rabbits? I mean,
It's a terrible toy. In every possible way, it's a terrible toy.
but the bunnies don't seem to. Look at this. It's like it is medieval.
All right, shoot it. Ooh!
Oh!
I'm going to turn the computer so you can see what just happened, ladies and
Why
gentlemen.
don't you shoot the other bunny on the back wall? Where's the other bunny? Did
I have him.
Here, give it to me.
He's like a sloth
Why don't
thing.
you turn around and shoot it on where the sloths are? You know.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to do this.
You have your goggles on. You're upset.
Yeah, and you have glasses, which is good.
The chickens are very upset because they're not part of it. But I want you to do the.
I'm trying.
The pulled pork pig.
I beg your pardon. All right, here we go. So I've got this rabbit ready to launch.
Wait.
I'm going to launch him at the back wall, presumably.
Why don't you turn around so you don't kill yourself?
All right, hold on. So in this case, ready? Yeah! There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, look at him.
Oh, is he already sliding? Are they already?
Look at his little hand. He's got his hand out like this. Look at his
Oh.
little hand.
Oh. Yeah, he's not. Well, he's there.
Yeah.
Hours. Oh, he's about to move again.
I think the colors are pretty.
Yeah, I like
Now
that.
here, David.
All right, now we gotta do
you
the
gotta
pulled pig.
Open this one. It's pulled pork.
Oh, I don't know if I have I don't know if I can open it. Hold on.
Want me to do it here? It's got the pull thing.
Oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, there we go.
I started for you right there.
All right, now you know how I love to pull my pork, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna leave the goggles on just in case. Yeah, it's called pulled pork, and what it is apparently is a large, pink, squishy pig with beads in it.
It's a weird feeling.
It's very cute. Sorry, no.
Let me see the
No,
face.
Oh no!
Let me see the face.
No, it's no.
Oh, it's cute.
What do you mean it's cute? It's like it's had a stroke.
It's cute.
Look at that. And this thing was in a hospital and it was already failing. Oh.
It's cute.
All right, here we go. I guess I'm supposed to just.
Pull it.
Are there instructions on
What does
this?
it say? Everything's
Hold on. Stretchy, squishy, swine. I'm not kidding. Stretchy, squishy, swine.
Oh, look at the bunny. Look what he did.
And, oh, the bunny did. Oh, bunny's looking better
Yeah,
here.
he looks good. He untangled himself.
Yeah, that bunny's kind of still staying there on the right. I'm gonna pull my pig now.
I think.
Oh,
Oh! You hear that sound? Whoa! You hear the sound of it too with the beads.
yeah.
Do it again.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh!
I'm.
You think children like that?
No. It would be cute if it were a dachshund. This would be neat. Like you keep pulling into a dachshund shape.
David, I think
So it just stays this shape. I thought it
It
sort of.
might come back, eventually.
I
I
hope
think
so.
That's adorable. I don't know
Oh, this is cool.
What?
Watch.
What? Yeah. Whoa, David!
Yeah.
He looks like an anteater.
Now he done. Yeah.
Bunny just flipped.
Oh, this is fun. Oh, bunny flip. Look at him. Yeah. Sloths are moving. So much occurring in the Daverhood this morning. You think that there's stuff in the world going on right now? There's earthquakes, there's war. No, we got sloths and bunnies on the wall, and a pig that you can stretch and unstretch.
That's crazy. What's in it, David?
Oh, look right. Oh.
Oh my, David, what the heck is that?
I've done things to him that, like, this pig will go to counseling in a couple of years and say, "Did he touch you there?"
You're making bacon.
There you go. And finally, ladies
You
and
want to hear what it is for?
oh, please do, yeah.
Louder than you right now. Wait.
Wait, here we go. Here it is.
This is someone in a hospital room
Yes, farting.
farting. And then disobeying.
What does somebody write on there?
I don't know. I think maybe they signed it to show it was theirs or something. Because it's not a word or anything. But we were passing by a yard sale, and you know how I love yard sales, and we haven't been able to do this all year because it's been winter. But passing by a yard sale near where my wife's dad lives, out in Queens, and we're just kind of passing. There's nothing there. There's nothing. And then I glance, and I see like, wait, what? And this sign was right there among, old glasses and broken thermoses and clothing, children's clothing. I see this. And of course, I'm like, I must have it. I must have it now. Would you like, I don't know, $12,000, whatever is in my current checking account? Please, may I please have this? And the man was so nice that he...
maybe he signed it.
That could be his. And he said, no, you may have it for free.
Whoa.
Because I was giving him like $1 or $2 for it.
I think that he knew that you were in the fart zone.
Could have been. Could have been. In fact, he was standing very far from me going like this when I asked for it. Yeah. So, yeah, we have this too.
I wonder if you use your laser and somebody passes gas, or would it affect the laser?
You mean a real laser? Or the laser rings?
Lasers you have are real.
You make me think back to, you should pardon the expression, physics class not in high school, but in college.
Yeah.
The coolest thing that made it really interesting was the guy brought in lasers.
Farts, and you farted?
Well, no, but it was all about like whether the particles would break up or he was doing things with light. It was way cool. It was Mr. Rosenfeld was the guy's name. And, and I hate physics, and I barely passed by the skin of my nuts, but that was cool. It was really cool when he showed lasers and explained them and did that. And to see the lights literally going across the ceiling, because we were not in any kind of danger. It wasn't sort of be like surgery lasers. But it does make me think, like, if you have the path of a laser and you break wind.
Is a laser just light? I think it's just light. I'm going to ask.
Please, I guess. I don't know.
What is a laser?
Well, he's a butcher and Fiddler on the Roof.
A laser?
Slosser's move. Or Bunny did.
A device that emits focused, coherent beam of light. Laser stands for light amplification by simulated emission of radiation.
Oh, that's why it's dangerous, not because it's light, because it's radiation. I don't know. Maybe Mr. Rosenfeld gave me cancer at some point.
It's just really intensified light.
All right. That kind of makes sense. But they can do surgery with lasers, right? Laser, what are they called? Laser keratotomy on eyes.
I don't know. Maybe it's the heat. I don't know.
Ooh. Yeah.
Can you pardon me, honey?
Or can I what?
Pardon me.
Oh yeah, please do. Makes me think of the Captain Beefheart line. Rocket Morton takes off into the wind. What do you run on, Rocket Morton? I run on beams. I run on laser beams.
Oh, that's cute.
It was cute. That you can hear that on Trout Mask Replica, one of the greatest albums ever made. Anyway, this is one of the greatest episodes ever made of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the stream with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife, all of you. Plus, let me tell you what's going to be on this time. I'm trying to get more light, more sort of evenly, there we go, toned light on this show. So, here's what we're going to be doing on this 981st episode of the Dave's Gone By show. We're not just pulling the pig. Oh, come on, this is freaking awesome. Yeah, on our anniversary yet, I'm just hoping. Anyway, all right, so we'll have Greeley Times, ladies and gentlemen. This is based on a weekly column in the Greeley Tribune newspaper, a real newspaper out in northern Colorado. And every week they gather up the funniest phone calls that came into real-life police dispatch in Evans and Greeley in northern Colorado. They strip out the identifiers because it's public information, and then they say, these are the funniest things that people were calling about. We take the funniest ones of those and share them with you in a segment we call, they call it Cop Log, we call it Greeley Times. We will also have, as I mentioned, our Inside Broadway segment. I should have my playbills here. Yes, I do believe I do. So when I was last in town, are these the ones? No, these are not the ones. Oops. Whoopsies. I guess I put them in the wrong place. Yikes.
What time is your guest coming on?
10 o'clock.
Do you want to show them your Passover fish, your whole holly thing? Any book, anything, honey?
Well, I'm telling them what's going to be on the program now, but I forgot to bring over, or I put them in the wrong folder. Did I?
What, honey? What do you need?
I have the playbills. I guess I don't.
I don't see them. They used to be on your desk.
Yeah. Oh well. I'll have to kind of manage without them. But I saw two.
I'll get it for you. Tell me the name of the shop. Well,
Yeah, it's got a bright yellow cover, but I thought I had them with me here. And one of them is called Operation Mincemeat,
hold on. I'm gonna get
which is an English musical.
Operation Mincemeat playbill cover.
That's so strange. I thought I had it. Nope. Weird. Oh well. And
Hold on, we can do it here.
also saw I guess you could call it a chamber musical, even though it's on Broadway, but the small-scale musical with big trees called Redwood that stars Idina Menzel. So I went to see those. I'm going to review them for you. Here's Operation Mincemeat.
Maybe where else would you?
I might have left them in my office, but I don't know. It's weird. I just saw them, and I knew I'd be needing them for the program. It's okay, though. I mean, I would really just show them to show the covers. Whatever. Strange. It's okay. Anyway. So that'll be our Inside Broadway segment. We will also have, and this is thrilling, this is really exciting, because I've been reading and hearing about major works of literature.
I'll pick up the other one. What's the other one you want me to show?
It's called Redwood. My phone is.
No,
Well, this is your phone.
different.
Oh yeah.
That's for the pictures.
Redwood. Okay.
Playbill
Great.
of the play Redwood.
Here we go. Maybe the Internet Broadway database. They always show the logo of the thing, or just have Idina Menzel standing next to a tree. There we go. There it is, Redwood. So that's Idina Menzel. You can see her there, and that's a literally giant projection of a tree on. There's no actual trees on stage. Everything's done really with projections and cables and wires.
Do they
And
use lasers?
actually, it's possible because they do have those little searchlight things that they wear on their heads. So I'll talk about those on Inside Broadway. But you want to talk about literature, ladies and gentlemen. I've been reading Edith Wharton and some Henry James and major works of literature. I've also been checking out some more modern, important writers, people like Jhumpa Lahiri. I'm listening in the car to her novel, The Namesake.
You like audiobooks?
I do like it. I've gotten to love them.
People do it. Like I know a lot of people who drive long distance, and they really enjoy it. Yeah.
It makes such a difference when you're driving.
Because who's reading? They pick another actor or somebody, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's the author. Like when I was listening to the John Waters book, it was him reading his own book. But sometimes they'll get people who just read a lot of these because they're so good, or sometimes somebody famous will do it. It was, what was it, Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar was read by Maggie Gyllenhaal, and she was really, oh yeah. But, so, major works of literature, but none of them, I think, personal opinion, none of them hold a candle to what maybe one of the greatest works of literature of all time. Of course, I'm talking about Sumana Seeboruth's Undies, Please.
Oh.
We're gonna, yes.
They're politing.
We're going to do this on Storytime, ladies and gentlemen, where we actually read the book, share the book with you. Yeah, Dostoevsky, Dickens, nothing. Nothing on Undies, Please. Yeah, or even if you want to go far as the graphic novels, the pieces by the woman who wrote Fun Home and Mouse, which was by I forget his name, and all of those. No. Nothing compares to Undies, Please by Mana Seeboruth. Storytime today on Dave's Gone By. Let's see what else we have to do. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we are going to Broughton, Colorado. Broughton, Colorado for a horrible, disgusting, evil, sad poem. That's what I do. been writing a poem about as many places in Colorado as I possibly can, and today's is Broughton, and it'll be brought to you by me on this episode of the show. Thank you! If there's time, I don't know, should I do, because I'm doing Inside Broadway, I don't know if I want to do dictionary. I think that would gild the lily a little bit.
I like a lot. See what the word, let me look.
Yeah.
Merriam-Webster's word of the day for today, March 29th. Oh, you might want to do it.
Oh. So if I were to do Dave's Big Dictionary, what would my word
I think
be?
it fits what everything you're doing. And also it has to do with the lasers as well.
Because loose has light in it?
Yes.
Let's try it.
I think I like that word. Why
So-
don't you try using it in the interview?
Oh, like say a secret word and yeah,
Yes,
or if I can make him say the secret word. Elucidate. Wow. So the deal of Dave's Big Dictionary is that, hold on, I'm gonna,
Sorry.
the deal of elucidate is, or any word, is a random word. In this case,
Well, it's not random. It's selected by Merriam-Webster. We don't know how they select it.
yeah, it may not be so random
It's
on
like
their
our
part.
bud calendar. We have to see what it is for today for David.
So the word elucidate.
Look at the bud calendar too.
Oh, well, that's downstairs. But we can, yeah. To elucidate something is to make it clear or easy to understand. Okay, I can talk about that. So the goal is that I have to speak extemporaneously a little later in the show about whatever this word brings
The
to mind.
challenge for you is to bring it in the interview. So when you have a guest and you have a word,
Yeah.
I think the challenge should be for you to seamlessly integrate that word into your discussion with the guest.
But the real challenge is it's not going to be me.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the one interviewing our guest today. That
He'll
would.
just yell it.
Yeah, he can yell it. He can yell it at random. He doesn't even have to incorporate it into anything.
No.
But the interview will be conducted by our beloved Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder.
Whoa, both of them fell.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And Rabbi Sol will have the honor of talking to presumably another Jew, a guy named Robert W. Schneider. Now, Robert Schneider, he knows his way. I'm talking about two musicals that I saw last weekend in New York. This man knows his way around Broadway and off-Broadway musicals. As a matter of fact, he has directed.
David, and I love his image. Is that AI?
Yeah, AI
That's what
came
I
up
wanted to
with.
ask you. Yeah, you did that or he did that?
No, he didn't. No.
That's crazy. I love that.
It looks just like him, and he's cute.
I thought he did it on some kind of software platform. That's so nice.
Well, AI did it for it. He asked for an icon. He asked for a.
Oh.
I actually remember like 5-10 years ago,
Yeah,
you could
everybody
make
had
yourself
those
look like
little
South
images,
Park
yeah.
character too. You
I
know.
thought that was so pretty.
Yeah. So his name is Robert W. Schneider. He has directed about 200 shows. He's got this
It's a great
theater company called
show.
J2 Spotlight. Yeah, I posted this on the thing.
It's a great image. When I looked
Oh,
at it,
shoot.
I thought it was real.
There he
Like
is.
I thought it was him at first, and when you first glance, and then you say, "Wait a second," it's like the lines are too clean, right? Like
Yeah, it's how to make
you know,
it.
it's too symmetrical in the background. And,
Yeah.
But what a great.
Yeah. We could probably, at this point with AI, do
could-
this to us.
I think you could just put your picture in and say, "Make me an AI."
Yeah, it will do that.
Yeah, there's some that take like pictures of me with my hair up, and they'll put an AI and they'll make you into like fix your hair, do everything.
This sounds like a project for our anniversary today. But yeah, so that is Robert W. Schneider, at least a drawing of him.
But you know what? He didn't look so good here. This, you and me, like something happened to this one. I don't know. This image is a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking pretty good, but Robert is yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was eating some of those hot peppers that they do on that
Oh,
TV
yeah,
show,
yeah.
and it just didn't make him too, yeah.
I love that picture.
So, what else can I tell you about Robert W. Schneider, who will be here in about half an hour, by the way.
Amazing, like from what you wrote, a lot of stuff, right?
Oh my God. He has also co-hosted the Broadway Bound podcast, where he's interviewed a whole bunch of legends. Oh yeah. He's also been programming producer at 54 Below, the cabaret.
Did you say that
site.
he did Baker's Wife, Do Re
Oh,
Mi?
Yeah, these are old Broadway shows, and they weren't hits, by the way. Well, Do Re Mi might have been a hit, but Baker's Wife was decidedly not, but there's some great stuff in it. he's revived these as part of his J2 Spotlight Musical Theater Company.
I have a picture of him at the Broadway Con. What's the Broadway Con?
Oh, they have that every year, or I think even probably once a year. It's sort of like a convention for people who are Broadway nuts. I was always tempted to go, but it's not my jam. Anyway, Robert is directing, excuse me, the musical Smile.
And he's reposted your show called.
Oh, yeah. He's directing the Broadway musical Smile, which had a score by Marvin Hamlish, and that's at the AMT Theater, and that is happening not right, it's starting April 10th.
Big cast, right?
It was a Broadway musical.
That's a lot of people,
Yeah,
right?
so they're reviving it because it didn't get the love, it didn't get the whatever that it was supposed to. If it is, I never saw it. If it's about the thing I think it is, it's an adaptation of the Michael Ritchie film, Smile, about backstabbing and stuff like a beauty pageant.
Oh, people would.
It was a very funny film.
People would love that.
Yeah, and it's ripe for a Broadway
it is,
musical.
They show it in the bottom. You couldn't see it.
Yeah.
They show a bunch of beauty queens with a girl holding up an icon of a crown. So I think it's like, yeah. Or maybe smile like you have to smile and look pretty.
Right, smile for the camera, smile on the runway, etc., and so forth.
He said it's the first the script he ever bought at Samuel French on Sunset Boulevard. Was that Smile.
So it is meaningful to him that he is directing this revival of the musical April 10th through the 25th at the AMT Theater. That's the theater that's owned by and run by a couple of friends.
Bank, right?
Well, that's M&T.
Oh, M&T, sorry.
But AMT is
AMT.
What's his Matt? Not Matt Murillo. Tony
Sportiello.
Right, he runs it, but the owner was also on the show.
Say it again, honey.
AMT. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting
I'm going to
the guy's name.
a second.
Because he made tons of money and he has sports memorabilia, and so he's living his dream. He's running and owning a theater in Midtown Manhattan, the AMT Theater. Let's go back. What is his name?
I'll look for you, honey.
Just say owner. Hold on, I'll do it.
Okay. I forget. I'm not good with names.
Al Tapper.
Oh, yeah.
So AMT, I think it's for Al, whatever his middle name is, Tapper.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Who was on this program a couple of years back.
What his middle name is Tippy Tapper.
Tippy tap the rotisserie chicken, tap that wiener, tippy tippy tap, whoop whoop. Yes, I've really gotten into that now. Whenever I see something that I politically disagree with, that I find angering and upsetting.
You use, what's her face?
I'm sorry, what?
You use what's her face?
Balin.
Oh,
I
nice.
grab nonsense, she has Tourette's. Tourette's ramblings by Balin, and instead of replying back with political things or most of the time nasty, please die sort of things, it's like tap that rotisserie chicken, tippy tippy tap that wiener, Princess Leia's vagina. These things that of course have come out of her head that makes her show so compulsively watchable. Her name is Balin. And it's great when I get these little things back of people recognizing it, and they're like, I love Balin! and
they know it? People know it?
Not everybody. Usually the people that I'm responding to don't know about anything else except the Arab-Israeli conflict and their feelings about it. But people who are in the know are like, Balin, yay! Or they're just giving me a thumbs up because I'm responding to bullshit with nonsense. So, which is very often the best way, I'm finding, to respond to bullshit. Because, you're angering them, but they've got nothing to be angry at. You're making fun, but it's so indirect and ridiculous. They're like,
David, we just looked for it. It's coming up in your feed.
Well, there you go. That's how, my wife is on the phone, and because we were looking up Operation Mincemeat, it showed up right. Yes. Do we want to show that?
No.
Anyway, so Robert W. Schneider is going to be our guest in the Daverhood talking to Rabbi Sol Solomon about what else? God. Dozens and dozens and dozens of musicals, a life in the theater. So, that's going to be pretty exciting. So, we have all that happening. We've got elucidate as our word of the day. We've got Inside Broadway. We've got Colorado Limerick of the Damned. OMFG. What a show. Let's get started. I think it's time for Greeley Times, don't you?
Wow. Oh,
What?
wait, where's the, hold on. I gotta get the phone.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Wait. Oh. Okay. So this is important. Greeley Times. I mentioned it before. You know what it is. The phone calls coming to the police department. The chickens are starting to be flung. Oh no! Chickens will be flung tonight. Plus their telephones. We have a call. These are elsewheres.
What happened?
Here's one. Oh, I printed the elsewheres instead of the thing. A man at the Greeley Police Department said, so he didn't just call. He physically went to the police department. And he said his 18-year-old daughter had been buying alcohol from a liquor store after giving the clerk her phone number. The man, she's 18. Oh no, 18 is illegal,
Yeah,
right?
18's in the Europe, not US.
The man said the employee had done this with several underage girls, but he could not tell police which liquor store.
Honey.
Yeah.
So how does he know part of the story and not all of it?
Yeah. It's like, she'd probably come back with liquor bottles, but how would he know that she's flirting with a guy?
Maybe on our social media. Maybe they say it on social
Oh, I
media.
wonder.
The girls are saying if you give him the phone number, he'll give you booze. But you should know. But you got to do more investigation. And I mean, you figure out how many liquor stores there are, which one is closest. Then you go in and you look to see where the employees are. It's like a long investigation. You can figure it out.
Because she's 18, she can drive, which means she could go to like any liquor store in like 10-mile radius.
Yeah. So then you put a tracker on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And you track the location.
And the funny thing is, the liquor store is probably not the owner. The liquor store employee, probably 4 years older than she is.
Looking to get girls.
Yeah, if he bangs her, it's legal. But if he gives her a bottle of wine, it's not, which is hilarious, you know? That's absolutely stupid. Oh, we have a phone call. A caller at a nursing home on 29th Avenue Place.
Can't open this one.
Oh, this is terrifying, dear.
Uh-oh.
Caller at a nursing home said that one resident threw a water cup on another resident.
Oh, Lord.
This is...
Look what happened. Look what's on the bunny.
Bunny's not... I'll turn this so...
All his appendages were out, and then he went...
Oh, look at him. He's moving. Look at him.
He's going crazy.
Yeah. Well, that Waska... This is the time. Yeah. I saw this morning, or last night in the yard... No, this morning. Yeah. Bunnies chasing...
I haven't seen bunnies yet.
Oh, no, they're out there. This is the time... It's almost Easter, of course. They're out there. And they're doing... These are big bunnies about to make little bunnies. Yeah.
I love that color, David, on you. It's so pretty.
Thank you.
So... It's such a nice shirt, honey.
Anyway, the water incident in the nursing home, one threw the water on the other. Amazing enough, they're recommending the death penalty because the perpetrator's close to death anyway. So why not? What is the death penalty? Time.
That's not illegal to throw water on someone. I mean, it's not really, it's not nice, but...
Well, it is a provocation. Is it violence?
No, but the person might have dementia, so they can't be held, you know.
Well, true. Or maybe the other person was dehydrated.
Yes.
Like, here, have some water.
I'd appreciate that. Some days if it's very hot, I'd enjoy
it.
Yeah,
it's like getting their version of a sprinkler. It's like he's in a wheelchair. It's like I could be in the sprinkler. And another person comes up to them, walks slowly up, like 1 mile an hour. Oh, look at the fire! All right. The phone is ringing. Got the laser phone. A caller at an unknown address had a question about what would happen if they had committed a crime and lied to officers about it. It's like, hypothetical situation. Yeah, totally.
Wait. First of all, are you guys police people? Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. And is this call being taped? Okay. Mm-hmm. And you know my location? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me give you a scenario. It's not for me, it's for a friend.
If the piano wire had blood spots, I'm just saying.
Okay, but that's the thing they should put for AI. I mean, that's an AI question.
I know, that's beautiful. Yeah, right. It's like, except of course, if they ever commandeer your laptop, the cops can find you asking the question immediately. But yeah, that's so great. Oh, there's another call, I think. I have premonitions about these things. Let me get the air horn phone.
But be careful, don't play that in your ear.
A caller at an apartment complex on 17th Avenue complained that someone put a pile of snow in front of her door. I'm thinking God.
Barometric pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Let's do another. Oh, here comes another caller. I'll get the poo phone.
Wait, let me see the time.
Oh, we're fine. We got 20 minutes, or 20 minutes before the guest comes in. Oh, this is funny. This doesn't work. I'll have to do it like the kids with their headsets. Yeah. A caller at a self-storage facility. I don't understand self-storage. It's like, are you like worried that you're going to do something bad, so you have to store yourself somewhere?
No, that's when you have so much crap you can't have it in your house.
Oh, you're not storing yourself. I get it. Okay. A caller at a self-storage facility on 20th Street said she got in an argument with her boyfriend. He changed the gate code when he left, locking her inside. Whoa. Lucky her phone worked.
Yeah, that's
Imagine if she had T-Mobile. It'd be like could an old man throw water on me?
Why couldn't she get out? I don't get that.
Could it lock from the inside? Or
When you have a gate code for like a place that you live, it's normally for people coming in.
rather out.
I
But
don't get
maybe
that.
Maybe there are places where you have
I
to.
don't think that's safe. I don't think they can do that legally because if there's a fire, you got to get the heck out. I
Yeah.
don't think you can have like that's like triangle shirtwaist where you're locked in. You can't be locked in.
Yeah, I don't. Now, granted, this is a facility, so she's probably in an outside area. She just can't get out of
She's
the.
in a facility?
At a self-storage facility. So remember.
Oh, yes, with our friend Tony, you do need a code, yeah.
Well, it's also like one time I went walking in the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
The local fairgrounds in Maryland here, and I would start walking towards one thing that was open, and suddenly there's a gate that they closed it, and now I gotta go quarter mile down the road to get out the other way.
But I remember when we went in, you just programmed a gate to get in, a code to get in. I don't know if you.
Gonna have to program to get out.
Maybe you do.
Maybe at this facility you do. I don't know.
David, watch out! The stretchy pig is right near your foot.
Oh no! Oh, where is he?
He's underneath the chair, but I'm afraid he's gonna get stepped on.
I don't see him. Oh, he's on. Yeah, he's
upside
literally
down,
under the
be
chair.
careful, yeah.
All right. Let's do an elsewhere, because we have a couple of elsewheres have come up. I've got a good one, because on Greeley Times we do things that come not just from northern Colorado, but we make room for one or two stories that are from elsewhere.
Other papers
I'm
don't
sorry.
pick it up, right?
What?
Why don't other papers do that?
I don't know. I saw one time they had something like it from a whole different place, and I haven't been able to find it again. But yeah, it's a brilliant idea because these are insane things that are just happening in like 1 5-mile radius of America, right? Imagine what the police blotters are like from Chicago or from.
They're non-serious crime.
Yeah. Just imagine what's coming through of nutty people. Oh God, every town in California is going to have phone calls like this times 20. So I don't know. Whoever was the genius idea, maybe it was Mike Peters at the Greeley Trib to do this. And by the way, thank you to Chris Bolin, who is the person currently doing cop log at the Greeley Tribune. But this is not from the Tribune. This is from the Associated Press.
Okay.
This is not from Colorado. This is from somewhere between Mexico and Houston, Texas. So somewhere over the not-so-friendly skies of Texas. Gotta love that. Actually, I should get Rabbi Sol to do this, but here we go. An Orthodox Jewish passenger. How did you know? How did you know?
David, take your sign and hold it up.
Which one? Well. Oh. Yes. Hold it. Dude, I dropped it. Hold on. In here, I'll get the pig. Here. I'll toss the pig to you so you can play with it if you want. There we go.
Oh, he's all mortal.
I got a slop in my foot. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, An Orthodox Jewish passenger says that a United Airlines pilot forcibly removed him from an airplane bathroom.
Oh my God! First of all, okay, let's just be honest. Train and plane bathrooms are really yucky.
Yes.
You don't want to be in there, and you don't want to have a kerfuffle, scuffle. You don't want to have more than one person in there.
Right.
Like, that's just, they're not nasty.
Although, do you remember we used to watch this guy on the internet who would make meals in airplane bathrooms?
That's even more disgusting.
Oh, he cleaned everything. Remember he made like a shrimp scampi
Oh, yeah, he did.
in an airplane toilet? It was kind of great. Really. But this guy, this is just an Orthodox Jew on the toy. Passenger complaining and suing about a United Airlines pilot forcibly removing him from an airplane bathroom while he was experiencing constipation. Constipation, that's key.
Okay, first of all, the pilot's flying the plane.
I know.
They're
I don't know
flight
how.
attendants.
Yeah.
There are other people. Why would a pilot break?
Yeah,
from
who's flying the plane?
Well, why would you say, okay, there's especially constipation? He's just sitting there.
Right. That's the constipation is the weirdest part of this. Yeah. So in doing so, the pilot allegedly exposed the man's genitalia to other flyers.
Why would? First of all, who's going to look in the bathroom in a plane toilet? Nobody. And if anybody finds that erotic, they need some help.
Oh, no, it's embarrassing. They're pulling him up. Probably pulled up his shirt.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now, granted, the guy's not black. He's Orthodox Jewish. So if they saw anything, and there's probably fringe hanging over it for most part. Yeah, this is like his micro mezuzah, if you will. So there's more. There's more.
Why would they pull him off the toilet? I don't
Here's
get
the
it.
deal.
There had to be some backstory.
Well, this is going to be one-sided, the story. This is from the passenger's side, talking to AP. Yisrael Lieb of New Jersey, of course,
New Jersey,
described his trip from Tulum, Mexico, to Houston through allegedly unfriendly
So if
skies.
he's eating food in Mexico, he should not be coming.
That's the thing. It should be the other thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. His lawsuit against the airline
How long was he on the toilet?
this is key. This is,
Okay, I'm sorry.
his lawsuit against the airline.
I'm sorry, Barrister David, yeah.
Hear ye.
Do you need some kind of, here, hold these. This will help you.
Yes. Speaking of constipation, nothing against eggs. I'm just saying that Passover food is known for.
David, I love that plate. I want to recreate that.
Isn't that lovely? Yeah, that's
was
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's got meat on it, but everything
No, but
else:
I love the
onion,
tomato. What's the
lentils,
lentil? Yeah.
chopped red pepper,
I think that's
lemon.
Is that pepper or okay?
and
Tomato, no?
cucumber with dill. Tomato. No, this might be tomato or this might be red pepper. I'm not sure. Anyway.
Give us the Barrister David. Give us the
Yeah.
details.
So, Yisrael Lieb has a lawsuit against United Airlines and Homeland Security. He says,
Security?
well, yeah, he was pulled up. Yeah.
Okay.
He says that officers boarded the plane after the plane landed and then took him away in handcuffs.
So they took him off the toilet during the flight.
Right. And then they pulled him off the flight after it landed with handcuffs with Homeland Security.
Okay.
Lieb and a fellow Orthodox Jewish traveler said the pilot made disparaging remarks about their faith. They said they were also forced to miss a connecting flight to New York City while customs paraded them through an airport terminal and put them in holding cells. Neither the government nor the airline will comment. So it's all going to be one-sided here.
Like how long was he in the bathroom?
In the lawsuit
Yeah.
filed on Wednesday, and this is just last week,
Okay.
Lieb said he was in the bathroom in the back of the plane for about 20 minutes on January 28th. A flight attendant woke his friend Jacob Seabag from a nap and asked him to check on Lieb. Because Lieb was in there for like 20 minutes. That's a long time for, you know.
I mean, especially on an airplane, because most people are, quickly in and out of
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
She probably thought something happened to him.
Lieb assured the attendant, Lieb,
Yeah.
the guy in the bathroom, assured Jacob he was just constipated and said he would be out soon.
This is like, honestly, like, if you're constipated, why are you sitting on a toilet on a plane?
Right.
Just wait till you get home.
That's the weird, or wait until you're sitting on a plane and
It's
then,
not like,
yeah.
remember when we were on the plane and we had that really bad turbulence and we felt like, they say when you feel the drop, it's like thousands of feet in the air you're dropping. And we felt it hard, and then I said, oh, there's a baby on the plane. The baby must have made poo-poo. And then you looked at me and you said,
there ain't no baby.
there's no baby on this plane. And I was like, uh-oh, somebody made
Well, yeah, because when you feel that kind of drop, as you said, that's a drop.
That's what they said. Like when you feel a little bit, it's like thousands of feet. We actually free fell for like, it was a good 5-10 minutes. It was like constantly falling.
Yeah, it was.
Well, the person did also have things falling.
But Lieb did not. That's the weird thing. This was not diarrhea. This was constipation.
I don't understand that, David.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
So Lieb told his friend, look, I'm constipated. I'm on the bowl. But I'll be out soon, which is what his friend Seabag told the flight attendant. Okay? 10 minutes later, the pilot...
Are you sure his name is really Seabag?
Well, that's S-E-B-B-A-G, Sabag. Sabag,
yes.
maybe
I don't
Sabag.
think Seabag is the name, David. It sounds like a horse. Seabag's in the lead, followed by Happy Biscuit and Triscuit.
You know, if Lieb were holding a sea bag, he would have been in.
If you have,
Yeah.
it's like for me sometimes because I have health issues. One, I have to like wee, so I have to go wee.
Right.
Sometimes you can't, or you have to,
But constipated is not having
it's the
to.
opposite.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I guess he wanted to be there for the special moment.
But if he's there 20 minutes,
Exactly.
nothing happens.
No, 20 minutes.
Okay.
The pilot sends his friend to check on him.
Who's his friend? Some kind of
Well, no, the two Orthodox guys flying together.
Oh, his friend.
The pilot woke up his friend, said, "Hey, can you check on
the
me?"
flight attendant did.
I'm sorry. No, wait. Oh, no, you're right. I'm sorry. The flight
I
attendant
listened to your stories, David. You said the flight attendant
woke
said,
his friend.
Yeah.
Then the friend talked to Lieb. Lieb said, "No, I'm just constipated. I'll be out soon."
Okay.
Which is what the friend told the flight attendant. Okay.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, the pilot asked Seabag to check again. And at that point, he yelled at Lieb to vacate the toilet immediately, because he'd been in there a half hour.
Vacate.
A full half hour.
This is the problem. We had this discussion.
Yeah.
You did last week, or a few weeks ago, about an airplane where the 6 toilets were blocked.
Right.
So this is what, okay, this tells me you need more toilets. Why don't they have like 2 in first class? They have 2 6. Why don't they make a few more?
Because these planes, not every plane is being built now. It's sort of like...
I mean, the problem is that they want them out so people can go. But...
Well, it's more than that. That's the thing. It's more than... Somebody's in the toilet. They'll talk about this in a bit. But
you think he's doing something like...
well, who stays in an airplane bathroom for a half hour?
Unless you get locked in. Like, remember...
But he's not.
Remember the air reporter?
I think it was it wasn't Geraldo, but it was somebody.
He was a weatherman we liked. He was very funny. I think in Colorado, and he was going to Scotland, and he got locked in during takeoff. And he said nobody checked on him, and he was locked in the whole flight. He was like banging, trying to get out, but it was like.
Well, they checked. I mean, they heard it, but they couldn't get him out.
Oh,
they had to land for him to actually pry the door open, which doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
But anyway, 10 minutes later, the pilot asked Seabag to check again. Then he yelled at Lieb to vacate the toilet immediately. Lieb said he told the pilot he would be out momentarily. Well, the pilot then broke the lock, except there's not really a lock.
Well, there is.
Apparently.
It is a lock. You go like this.
Oh.
You slide it over. It says in use.
The pilot apparently, allegedly, according to Lieb, who's on the other side of the door, so he's not really sure what the pilot actually did, forcing the bathroom door open and pulling Lieb out with his pants still around his ankles. Well, if you're being dragged out, you can't, or I don't know.
Yeah, but if you're going to, I would pull someone's pants up. Why are you dragging someone with their...
Well, first you drag them out, then you can pull their pants up. Allegedly exposing his genitalia.
The pilot's supposed to, is the pilot the police in the air? I thought they had air marshals.
Where is the air marshal? Where's the flight?
I thought they had air marshals hidden on flights.
Right.
I sat next to somebody who said he was a pilot. And I was like, oh, really? Are you going to your next... thing? And he said no. And I was like, what are you? And he's like, I felt he was security on the plane.
Fine.
Yeah.
But where is it? Why a pilot? I don't understand. And how would they know he was a pilot? Well, I guess he'd be dressed like a pilot. But apparently, allegedly, Liebs ended up exposing his genitalia to Sebag, flight attendants, and nearby passengers. The pilot then pushed the duo back in their seats, threatened to have them arrested, made remarks about their faith and, quote-unquote, how Jews act. It was like, yeah, Jews get constipated.
I mean,
Yeah. Once the 2-hour flight, it was only a 2-hour flight. That's what's hysterical.
but that was a long period of time in the flight.
It's a quarter of the
But
flight.
most
The guy's on the
people
toy
in a
toy.
flight, honest to God, even I could hold it on a 2-hour flight. I could hold it. Wee.
So once the flight landed in Houston, half a dozen Border Protection officers escorted him off the plane. When Lieb asked why he was being detained, an officer tightened the handcuffs and said, "This isn't county or state. You have no rights here." Unquote.
What?
Yep.
Well, it's federal.
Yeah.
Like if you do something in an airport or something, that's federal.
Yeah, but you do have rights as a citizen under federal law too.
Yeah.
United then booked them on a flight to New York City the next day for free, but they still had to pay for an overnight hotel and food during their delay. Because Jews are always totaling up the thing. It's like, yeah, the handcuffs, yeah, they shouted at me, but goddamn, I had to pay more for the hotel than I got in a free flight from the flight I missed, you bastards. Right, you know? So there. So there's all sorts of questions about this, of like, at what point are you kind of legitimately allowed to pull somebody out of a bathroom if they're there for a period of time where, like, remember the shoe bomber?
Oh, yeah.
And or someone can be doing something in a toy that's just like, what the hell? You know.
Maybe that's why, David, you're right.
Because diarrhea, I get. Diarrhea, you know, the second you think you're finished, you get up, you go back to your seat, and then a minute later, you're running back the aisle again. You might as well stay on the bowl. But for constipation, it's like, what is he doing? What is going on in there? Yeah. And then, of course, the pilot allegedly saying things that were not, that were vaguely anti-Semitic.
But let me tell you, the thing is nowadays, to be quite frank,
You're not Frank.
people have cell phones, so I'm sure people have cell phone footage of the incident.
I know, right?
I'm sure that as they're taking, because you always see, like, remember the one plane where the guy opened the door and people, remember like, you see the air and things being like taken out of the plane. So I'm sure that if you're sitting on a plane, and I don't know, maybe hopefully it's not nighttime, if it's morning, if they're awake, if people are awake,
yeah,
people are gonna be whatchamacallit.
They're gonna
and when they see
press
marshals
record.
come on a plane, they're gonna make
They probably haven't been escorted off the plane, but what
I'm
the
sure
whole
they
pilot
have
thing,
footage.
maybe.
I mean, right? Like people have footage.
Yeah. Let's do one, because it's almost 10 o'clock and we got our guest waiting in the room. So let's do one more Greeley time, and then we'll table the segment for the week. A caller at a convenience store. There he is. I got it. Oh, I'll do the pen phone.
It's not that young girl getting the booze.
A caller at a convenience store on East 18th Street said 2 men, one dressed in an orange hat and a trash bag.
And one who was constipated.
They were standing outside and refusing to leave.
Aww.
Maybe they're waiting for the sanitation to pick them up.
Maybe people dress in all sorts of ways now. That trash bag, if it walked down the runway in Fashion Week in Paris,
Right.
would be $6 billion.
Exactly.
Come on, people, get with it.
Yeah, and you know, if you sold that trash bag, you know what it would get?
What?
A hefty price.
Okay, hold on, wait.
Come on, that was good.
I don't want to step on.
Yeah, you need to. A hefty price. Ladies and gentlemen, that was, of course, what else could it possibly be? Greeley Times on Dave's Gone By.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, no, he was not.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, 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 yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock Eastern Time in the Daverhood. You're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, except now you will be watching Dave's Gone By with our one of our most beloved people in the Daverhood. He's Rabbi Sol Solomon. He's been with us since our very first episode of the program. He is the founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. He does our rabbinical reflections, but he also does most of our interviews, including this one, with notable director Robert W. Schneider. He's directed all over the country, and particularly in New York for J2 Spotlight Productions, where he's directed dozens and dozens of musicals, including ones that kind of flopped on Broadway years ago and he felt are worth a second chance, and he's giving them that. As a matter of fact, he's directing a revival of the Marvin Hamlish musical Smile in just a week or so from now off Broadway. So Robert W. Schneider is going to be talking about that, as well as his theater podcast with the one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Sol. Shalom, my friends. Shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And what a thrill, what a delight, what excitement and tumescence I have in talking to our guest in the Daverhood this Shabbos morning. He is a director of dozens and dozens of Broadway musicals, getting a revival at his theater company, J2 Spotlight Musical Theater Company. He is also, like ours truly, a podcaster, doing the Broadway-bound podcast. Plus, he's booked act after act at 54 Below, the night spot in New York. So won't you please welcome with us on this Shabbos a man who has a Jewish name. I'm hoping you're Jewish. Robert! Yes, Robert W. Schneider! Shalom, Robert, how are you?
Shalom, Rabbi. How are you?
Oh, I got the usual aches and pains of the prostate and worries over Israel and Palestinians. But other than that, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Fantastic. Same worries, same complaints, but besides that, God is good.
Yeah, Hashem Yisborach. Let me get the crown off there, because
is that a Burger King crown? Yeah, perfect.
So sometimes I cheat. I do. I
got a Burger King crown too somewhere up there. I love. I don't think it's ever too. I don't think you hit like an age limit. I think you can always ask for that crown.
Oh, you do. You have to. Even if you don't. I'm Jewish. I'm cheap, so I go in there and I don't even eat anything. I say, "May I please have a crown?" and several extras from my friends. And there's 17-year-old kids working there. They don't care. They're here.
It's a mitzvah. You're doing a good thing for them.
Yes, he knows the word mitzvah, ladies and gentlemen. So, Shalom, one of the reasons that we're having you on this particular week is that a week from now or so, you are directing yet another musical. You are reviving Smile, the Marvin Hamlish. And who co-wrote that with him? Was it McNally?
Howard Ashman, who did Little Shop and Little Mermaid.
Yeah. So, why did you choose Smile?
What a great question. First of all, to me, it's got this amazing score. So once again, Marvin Hamlish, like chorus lines, Marvin Hamlish,
Jewish,
the Whipper, Marvin Hamlish, Jew, close to our hearts, and Howard Ashman, who did Little Shop of Horrors, also a Jew, Little Mermaid, the Disney Renaissance. But this is a show, it opened on Broadway in the 1980s. It closed after 40 performances. They never got a cast recording. It's probably got one of the greatest scores in musical theater that nobody's ever heard of.
There you go. So, how's the book? You keep talking about the story. I said, well, yeah.
How's the book, kids? I actually think the book is really funny. The book. Here's the cool thing about the book. Do you know the show at all?
I've
Have you?
never, no, it closed before, and
I love it.
I'm Jewish. I never smile. So
You
yeah.
were you were at synagogue for the one performance that was happening, so it was unavailable. It's a show about beauty pageants and the idea of like why do we have beauty pageants and specifically like teenage beauty pageants. So like this show was like before Toddlers and Tiaras and all the reality shows. So this show in a lot of ways was ahead of its time. And so I think people just weren't ready for this. I think people were like, what's the problem with having like a 12-year-old in a swimsuit? I don't see what the issue is. I mean, back then that was, sort of the mentality. And so now that conversation has changed, and now I think people are ready to be like, oh, maybe we should explore this a little bit more.
I don't. I'm trying to remember the Michael Ritchie film. I don't think it was of young kids. That they were fully grown people. Did they change it for the musical?
What a great question. So yeah, it's based on the Michael Ritchie film. And the kids in the Michael Ritchie film are supposed to be like in their mid to late teens. And so yeah, Smile kind of ages some of them down. And also some of those girls in the original movie, I think they were supposed to be playing younger, but they didn't look like they were playing younger, if you know what I mean. You know,
Yeah.
little, you know, they're
So
really 50, but they could
now,
pass.
have you actually directed more than 200 shows at this point? You look like you're 30 something. How the hell? How many shows do you direct a year?
Thank you. Wait, tell me that again. Tell me
Yeah,
that again,
you look
Rabbi.
like you're 30 something. You really do. You know. Well,
God, God,
you got no gray in here. You got no
Yeah,
nothing up here.
well,
But
I
yeah,
got no here. I got no here, so you can't see if there was going to be gray.
yeah. But your eyebrows are still dark.
That's true. That's true. Is that the giveaway?
That and the nose hairs. Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm okay now. I'm
I
okay
need to
now.
comb those. But seriously, is it 200 plus at this point?
It is. I've been really lucky. I got started really young. I got started like I've always, here's the good thing and the bad thing. Good thing for my career, bad career thing for my dating life. I've always looked like this. I've always looked like this. So people always kind of assumed I was older than I was. So I started directing professionally like when I was 15 or 16. So
Where?
out in LA,
Yeah.
Los Angeles, I grew up in LA. And so I don't know. I just always knew I wanted to be a director. Like I had acted and I liked acting, but like being in charge of like the whole picture, that excited me more. So I just started knocking on people's doors and doing cold calls and being like, if you need a director. And they were like, well, this adult seems to know what he's doing. And they didn't know I was 15. So yeah, so it's about over 200 now because I got started really young.
Were you doing your own choreography back then too, or did you at least have somebody else to deal with the dances or something?
Oh, I can't dance. Yeah, I always have somebody do the choreography. I
Right.
I have two left feet. It's not pretty. I'll be honest with you, after doing all these musicals, I still can't read music. I still don't know what a count is. Like I'm not good that way. So
What are you good at then? I don't mean that in a nasty way. What are you good at?
what a great question. Still haven't figured that out. Besides getting free crowns at Burger King. One of the things, yeah, look at this. I learn only from the best, Rabbi. I'm really good, I think, at getting really good people in the room. You are the best rabbi ever.
I am, thank you. So, can I ask you, let's roll back to as you remember, your very first quote unquote professional directing gig in California when you were 15.
I did. Oh my gosh, it was for a children's theater. They hired me to do a children's theater show, and it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Mm,
That was my
okay.
first thing I ever did.
So, and it wasn't like the Disney way, it was just like somebody wrote a script with, was it a
Um,
musical or was it just a children?
No, you know what? Two things. One, it was a musical. Yeah, it was a musical like nobody had ever heard of. It was original. But also, what we also did, which I was really proud of, was we also had a group of adults that had developmental delays, and they wanted to start their own theater program as well. And so our first show was that. It was a combination of professional actors, and then sometimes those professional actors would sit out, and the developmentally delayed actors would go in and get their first exposure to the theater. And we created this program in 2002, and it's still going strong today out in California.
Oh, what's it called?
It's called Conejo Theater for Everyone. Conejo was the name of the community we grew up in.
Yeah.
And so it started there, but now they have them all over the United States, and they just put their like Brooklyn Theater for Everyone or Chicago Theater for Everyone.
But you started it. You started the
Yeah.
Conejo thing with the now. Is it politically incorrect? I mean, did you sub all the retarded people as dwarves, or did they also have
No,
retarded Snow White or
no.
something? No.
No, our prince, our witch, And then I think like three or four of the dwarves. And then we did like, and here was the other thing. We did like they had to all be memorized. It had to be they sang with a live orchestra every night. Like it wasn't like talking down. It wasn't being like, oh, they can probably only do this much. We had people being like, oh, they can only do this much. And I was like, no, they can't. They can do more than that. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I just wish that some of you had like maybe a Snow White with Tourette's would be kind of someday my prince, someday my prince will come in front of all these children in the audience. I think that would be
That's
quite.
That I would have loved.
I would love that too.
That's right up my alley.
So, what is the first Broadway like ish major musical that you had to handle and direct?
Oh, Guys and Dolls. Guys and Dolls.
Big, yeah.
Which is huge. It's one of my favorite shows. I still want to do it again sometime. That was like my first big one. And that had like a cast of 40 adults in it and 28-piece orchestra, tons of sets. And I think I was 20. I think I was 20. I think I was 20 doing
How
it.
did you not feel overwhelmed? Even though you had 5 years under your belt by now, how did you just not feel like, how do I control this monster machine?
What a great question. You know what? I never really thought about it. I don't know. Does that sound
Oh, I don't
weird?
want to put that in your head now. Next time you have to do a big show, it's like,
I have rehearsal after this, so I'm going to burst into tears and pee my pants and cry, and then I'll be like,
oh,
"Oh,
I did that just before I went on camera today. But yeah,
I'm doing it now." Um, no, that's actually a really, really good question. How did I handle it? I don't know. I was just like, I want the best show possible for the audience, and I'm the guy leading the ship. I was also like, if I look insecure and nervous, they're going to probably suspect something. So I
right.
probably overcompensated with like arrogance, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I overcompensated to make it look like I knew what I was doing.
And it came out okay. It went well. The audience liked it. Got well. And Guys and Dolls kind of it doesn't direct itself, but the material
Well, that's
is
the other thing.
yeah.
It's like that and Fiddler. I just did Fiddler, and it's like they're perfect. Like what do? You get out of its way. Like just get out of the way and let the brilliance shine through.
Well,
Yeah.
have you ever um, put your because a lot of times you're doing musicals that people didn't see on Broadway that
Yep.
didn't, as opposed to guys. Do you ever put your directorial stamp on something and really go far afield with it the way they did with Oklahoma on Broadway like 5 years ago? No, you don't. You don't do that.
Listen, there's lots of people who do that and they do that really well. That's not me. Like my thing is like I want the audience to come in and watch the show. I don't want them to if they sit there going, "Oh my God, the direction is brilliant." I kind of think you're not doing your job. Like my job is to put the story up and tell it as clearly as possible. If somebody likes it afterward, that's great. But if people are watching like my direction, like like those guys who do those shows where it's like we're gonna do Romeo and Juliet, but it's all set in a bathtub and she can't speak and he can't hear like that. I'm like, that
Well, if
ain't
she's naked,
that is
I'll give it a pass. If
that
she's
is
in the
fine.
tub and out of the tub, and you can see like,
Let her do
yeah,
what she wants and God be
absolutely.
good. But
Right.
yeah, no, I can't. No, not that's not me. That's not me.
So,
Sorry, Rabbi.
but you are J2 Spotlight. So what was the impetus of your musical theater company?
Oh my gosh. I'm so lucky. I have a wonderful executive producer, and he's we had two goals. His goal was to take these wonderful shows that haven't been seen in a while in New York and put them back on stage, which is great. My goal was I wanted to give a place for actors who live in New York City, if they're not working on Broadway or doing an off-Broadway show, to be able to like do their thing and let their friends and their community and their neighbors see them. Like a lot of actors are brilliant, but they go to Chicago to perform, they go to Florida to perform, they go to Washington to perform. Why can't they perform in their own backyard? Why and maybe get an agent out of it or maybe get a director to see them. So all of the shows that we do, that for us, that's the goal. My producer's goal is to make sure the good show is back out there in the public. My goal is to make sure that people get seen and get their work discovered.
So, what was your first J2 production?
It was a couple of weeks before the world went into lockdown in 2020, and we did the musical Seesaw by Cy Coleman
Yeah.
and Dorothy Fields. Yeah, it was originally out on Broadway, I think 1972, 73, and that was the first time the city had been seeing it again, so we got to do it.
Oh my! Now, do you get? The New York Times doesn't send to you guys. How do you get publicity, reviews, promotion, etc.?
I usually hang out on a street corner, you
Me
know.
too, and heels. But yeah, right.
Listen, I'll borrow your heels. I'll do anything to get people in. You know what? I don't know why. My feeling is like always ask, what's the worst that can happen? They say no. So like, yesterday I emailed the critic over at the New York Times and was like, hey, you want to come see this? You want to write a story on it? And he was like, I can't, I'm busy. But
He wrote back.
he
Who is
wrote
the
back.
critic at the New York Times now? It's not.
Jesse Green.
Oh, Jesse Green. I like him actually. All right,
Oh, me
fine, fine.
too. Me too. No, I'm always like, always ask, what's the worst that can happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, they could put like when you're sleeping, put nitroglycerin in your eyeballs and you explode when you. There are terrible things that could happen, but they're unlikely.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a way to go to be like, how did he die? Well, the New York Times critic broke into his house and gouged his eyes out. Oh, wow, wonderful. Let's eat. That's kind of I wouldn't
They
mind
could
that.
have done that when Oakes was still running the paper and they had more power, but now,
Yeah,
yeah. Um, but
different.
but are you in touch with Oleksinsky at the Post? Are you whoever's doing it? So you're trying. Have you ever gotten a major daily to
Oh,
JS2?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The New York Post did something on us once. New York One is doing has done something on us. They're doing something on us again. ABC New York has done something on us. We've been very lucky that way.
Oh, this is yeah.
What's tough is not to get like too in the weeds. What's really tough is a lot of critics won't review something that doesn't run longer than 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and we're all of our shows are 2 weekends.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're right under that cusp. But
Oh,
that's
but I haven't mentioned this, that this particular show is at the AMT Theater.
yeah.
Al Tapper, who's a friend of the Daverhood and Tony's
Ow.
cool. Yeah, we know Al, and we know Tony too, who
Oh, I
helps.
love Tony. Yeah.
So, but are you usually at that theater? Because that theater's pretty new. Where do you usually perform?
This is our second year with AMT. Before that, we were over at Theater Row on 42nd and Ninth, and then Al and Tony over at AMT were like, "We have this space," and I went to go visit it, and I was like, "This is okay." I'll say it was really nice, and it was cheaper than Theater Row.
Well,
Like
and almost same area. Yeah.
same area, and honestly, Al and Tony treat you like family. Like you go over your mishpacha. That's what it is.
Yes. And they're
Yes.
not even Jewish, which is
And
a
they're not,
tragedy, I
yeah,
think.
they're Italian. It's a
No,
we can forgive them for the few mistakes they make, but that's okay.
yeah. Well, you're a forgiving soul. I'm not. I'm
Thank
not
you.
some.
Thank you.
So, do you want to? One of the things that you're talking about is the ability of actors to do what they do.
Yeah.
You have to be on a certain budget. I want you to weigh in. Since we mentioned the New York Post, what are your thoughts on $921 a ticket for Othello?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't think it's worth it. I just saw I went over to go see Romeo and Juliet, the thing that they
Romeo
just
plus Juliet, the one on.
Romeo plus Juliet, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And the whole thing was they got these two hot young stars in to play Romeo and Juliet. And the idea, of course, was like, I'm assuming, well, let's get these hot young stars in because all these kids will come see it because they love to see these people on screen. And then maybe they'll be introduced to the joy of theater, the joy of Shakespeare. Amazing. Here's the thing. One of the cheapest ticket prices there was around $500. You tell me what kid can afford this,
But
you know?
you tell
Yeah.
me, if that were true, and Broadway is pricing itself out of existence, as it has been doing for 50 years, why?
That's the other thing. Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah.
people are buying, somebody's buying tickets because it's making more money than ever. So the producers, you can't fault them for lining their pockets and figuring out that even if the kids don't come, somebody's coming and they're paying a ton of money.
No, they don't have any, listen, they don't have any obligation to, further the art. They really don't. They don't. I mean, I think the problem would be is if they were doing something like this and they were charging $900 and people were like, I can't pay that, I can't come, then they would probably change their ticket pricing strategy. But you cannot blame a producer for that. And honestly, a lot of times, a lot of the cost that a producer has to cover is not to line their own pockets. You know what I mean? It's the actors asking for this, the unions asking for that. Like I wish everybody who loved theater took like a business of theater course just to see like where all this money was going or how this stuff works.
Right. And if you're doing a limited run, you only have 2 or 3 months with an actor, suddenly you've got to make back, your baseline just to do it.
Absolutely. So no, I do not fault producers at all. I really don't.
So who's at fault for Broadway prices starting at $300 now?
I think that a lot of these producers have to cover certain costs. I think the unions are really rack up prices on them a lot of time, and they have to take care of that. I think the guys who own the buildings, the theaters, I think rack up a lot of crap on them. So I think a lot of times they're just doing what they have to be doing. If you looked at how much money I think the producers from Othello were actually taking home, I think people would be very
Lower
surprised.
than no. So
Well,
let me ask you, without giving away too much, what are ticket prices for Smile at the AMT Theater?
what a great question. They are $55 a piece. However, if you end up doing our season subscription, which is all three shows, it's like you're only paying for two out of three shows. Like you're getting three shows, but you're really only paying for two of them.
So it averages 30 something rather than
Yeah,
50 something up of all
yeah.
right. That's fair. That's fair. Although if you were mentioning $55 for this 25 years ago, people go, what? 50, I can see a Broadway show for 50. So everything has cost. Everything.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
honestly, there are some shows where you could still see for $55, if you know what the discount is, if you know what this thing is. So it's tricky. We charge 55, but if you're part of our season subscription package, you get it for much, much cheaper. We want people to see these shows and we'll do anything. Listen, if you come to our show and you're a member of Actors Equity, you get in for free. You cut, yep.
Whoa,
If,
equity. I didn't. Wow. Yeah.
if you're a member of the Directors Union, you get in for free. You're a producer, get in for free. Writer, get in for free. If you're in the
Rabbi?
for you, Rabbi, absolutely.
What about Rabbi's several friends?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Now we're talking.
Bring them all down. We'd love to have them.
Oh, Miss Pushy. So we've been talking theater, but let's also talk cabaret. Let's talk about nightclub
Yeah.
because are you still I don't want to say the booker, I don't know what the word is, but involved in 54 Below?
I am. Yeah, I'm one of the programming producers there.
So what do you do there?
What a great question. Honestly, recently, not as much as I used to. When 54 first started, they were booked like cuckoo bananas. There was everybody and their mother was coming through there. And then it was very curated, like who was allowed to perform, who wasn't allowed to perform. And then if there were like massive holes in the schedule, like I would come in and like create programming for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're really lucky. That was like 10 years ago. Now there are so many, 54 is such a thing. We have tons of people that want to be a part of it and want to do their own shows there. So I'm not having to fill in as many blank nights as I used to because we don't have as many blank nights as we used to.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's a good. I mean, I was getting the other impression. I thought you were over.
Oh no, 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 no.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. No, it's a
Yeah.
good we have tons of people now that want to be a part of it and feel like it's legitimate. I didn't realize how important, like there's a whole generation that grew up watching this stuff on YouTube, like seeing somebody perform at 54 and they go, oh, I want to do that. So sometimes I'll ask a performer, I'll be like, hey, I don't have any money and I'm really sorry, but would you be willing to come sing something at 54? And their eyes light up like a kid because they're like, I grew up watching this and that. And so I didn't realize for a whole new generation, it's a much bigger deal than I think it is.
That's really it, because cabaret was supposedly dying. But I'm wondering if YouTube and Instagram and all these places have.
It ain't dying.
Yeah.
I think what we used to think of cabaret is dying, like the old classical, like here comes Bobby Short in a tuxedo, and he's going to sit down and he's going to sing Rodgers and Hart. That's going away, unfortunately. That's going away. But what's replacing it is a whole new generation of cabaret artists that just have a different look and a different take on it.
So who are some recent people that you have booked for 54 Below? That are
Oh
coming up?
my, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, there's like 900 names coming
Of
through my
course,
head
of
right now.
course.
But I mean, we go from as classic as Marilyn May and Steve Ross, the best of the best.
Friends of the Daverhood, both of them.
Both
Yes.
of them are geniuses. Marilyn, I don't know how old, I know Marilyn's in her 90s. You would never know it.
She's actually 174. She shaves some years
Oh,
off.
she really? I heard that she actually performed at Washington's inauguration, is what I heard. I heard
No, she was at King George the Third. She was his babysitter. It was
oh, was she really? Oh my God, she's got best stories about it. I love.
I'm sorry, that's me.
But
No, but
she,
I think she's 95 or 96. I think
and
she
you
is.
wouldn't know it. I mean, she's still with it. She's still great. She's a master class
Yes.
on all this stuff. And then we have younger people like Joe Iconis, who wrote the musical
Oh,
Be More Chill, and he's got a pretty big cabaret following. There's all these young people that really they want to do it. They're just doing it in a different way.
so tell me stories now. This is what I want to hear. You have worked with some pretty famous people over there,
I've been
whether
very
it's at
lucky.
54 Below or even in the musicals and things that you have directed, whether at J2 or other places. Tell us either some wonderful stories or some maybe stories of bad, misbehaving people?
Want to know something?
I do.
I'll tell you both. I'll
Oh
tell
yeah.
you both. Okay, I'll tell you a good story. This is a story I always love to tell people because I think it's really good. I had the pleasure of working with Stephen Sondheim once. And and everyone goes,
Yes. Oh, let me take off my yarmulke for a moment.
yeah,
Okay.
for a moment,
Yes.
out of respect to Steve, close one eye like he used to have, just to celebrate him. And so he came in to do a show, or he was working on a show, and somebody sang something that obviously was Sweeney Todd. He had written it, and he pulled the performer over. Oh, and the performer, by the way, was Audra McDonald. This way, so
Oh,
he pulls
yeah.
her over, and he goes, "Come here for a sec." And he goes, "Hey, listen." He goes, "In this section here, you're doing this, and if you want to, that's great." He's like, "But if you do it this way, you might get a bigger laugh, but it's your call." And then he walked away. It was the most open, collaborative. This guy could have sat there and been like, listen, you do it like this. He goes, whatever makes you comfortable. I found him so open and so collaborative. That to me is a good story, that he's not as intimidating as,
Well,
okay.
I've heard that a lot about him, actually.
Yeah.
Everybody tells that about Sondheim, who had every right to be demanding and be Arthur Lawrence and be like, this way, this way, this way. But no.
No, he wasn't. Any big person I've worked with, like knock wood, has never been like that. It's been the total opposite. Open and friendly and warm and like, cool, which is
Even,
great.
have you worked with Stritch? Do you have any Stritch stories?
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
I
Yeah.
got one. I got a couple for you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this is I'm gonna say these alleged stories because I didn't
You were
witness
there. What do you
it.
mean? You were there physically
I was
there?
a
No.
legend.
All right. All right.
So you remember that Sondheim concert they did where it was his birthday and all the women were in red?
Not the one that was online only, right? This was in person.
No, this was
Oh,
this was like for Sondheim's birthday, like a long time
oh,
ago.
okay. All
They
right.
did this thing where they had they did it over at Lincoln Center and they had six women come out. It was her, Audra, Bernadette Peters, Miriam. They all come out. They're all sitting in these gold chairs and they're all wearing these red dresses, these Donna Karan specifically designed dresses. She said, so Donna Karan says, okay, listen, here's the deal. I can make these dresses for all of you, and I won't charge you, but I need the dresses back at the end so I can sell them. Totally legitimate. 2 o'clock in the morning, the night before the concert, Elaine Stritch calls and goes, I need a hat. My outfit doesn't have a hat. I want a hat. I'm not going to perform unless I'm wearing a hat.
Is she doing Ladies Who Lunch? Is that why? Or all right.
No, she's saying I'm still here.
Oh,
Somebody else was singing Ladies Who Lunch. Patty LaPone was singing Ladies Who Lunch. That's a
because
whole
she would need
story.
maybe could use a hat as part of a. I get it. All right. Yeah. Right.
Right? So anyway, so they go, this is really, really late in the game. Like, we're gonna go
Like
up
the
in a-"
night before, 2 a.m. Yeah.
So they're like, we can do it, it's gonna cost $10,000. And the producers go, okay, otherwise she's not gonna perform. So anyway, they make her the hat. Here's what she does. She's the last number in the show. She's wearing the red outfit. She's wearing a red hat. She sings the number. She bows. She walks off stage. She keeps walking. She goes to the green room in one fell swoop. She grabs as much food as she can. She throws it in her bag. She keeps walking. She's going out. She goes to the stage door. She gets in her car. She gets in her car. She drives away. She never once returns the hat. She never once returns the dress. And all the bill goes to Lincoln Center for that. She knew exactly what she was doing. She literally had her car. She told her driver, keep the motor running. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna steal this stuff, I'm gonna leave.
Now, how does she keep getting gigs? How would she be hired for 30 Rock? How would? No, I'm serious. I mean, I know she's a legend. I know she's incredible. I know you can listen to the cast album of Company a million times and never get tired, and then she's one of the highlights. I get it. I get it. But why would you hire this, pardon the expression, bitch?
I
Seriously.
there were I can't tell you because I cannot tell you because at this point if I would be like she's not worth it. She's not worth the trouble.
I mean, you wonder why Broadway prices are $900. Here's a concert night, and she cost them 10. They were in the beginning 10, and they
Got to
acquiesced.
make up for it. She's got to. So I had years and years and years ago. I had a friend who was doing a new musical and somehow got her involved on it,
Yeah.
and she said, "I need my own credit card."
Oh no.
A
Oh
reading,
no.
a reading,
No.
Rabbi, a reading. And this kid, he was a kid at the time, and he was so like starstruck that Elaine Stritch. So he gave over his student credit card, and she maxed it out.
Of course.
Can you? So Yeah. So those that's a great story about Steve Sondheim. Not a great story about Elaine Stritch. What can you do?
What about other great or horrible stories of people that you directly had and worked with, like the Sondheim story? You that was you with him. What's another? And if they're dead, feel free to dish, or if they're alive, feel free to say something wonderful.
Oh no, I got a story for you. Okay. I won't say who it is. I can't say who it is because she's still with us.
Right, all right.
We were doing this, and okay, she used to be really big, like as in terms of like who she was. Now she's not so big anymore.
A
I was
or a film person or both?
theater,
All right, okay, all
theater
right,
person,
all
theater
right.
person. And we're doing an event, and she's the only person who requests a driver. The other big names in this event, which included people like Mel Brooks and Nathan Lane, didn't need a driver, nor did they want to get paid. She wanted to get paid. She wanted a driver. Well, I'm like, okay, great, we'll get her a driver. Show ends an hour later, waiting for the driver to. I'm waiting. My phone rings. It's the driver going. I don't know where she is. I said, "Oh, well, that's interesting. Let me go look around. Maybe she's still in the performing venue." Not only is she still in the performing venue, she's brought in her Coke dealer,
Oh no! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
and the two of them are just sitting there doing lines of cocaine together. Now, the venue that we were using was also home to a children's show. So she's sitting there doing literally lines of cocaine while all these little kids are walking around. And I was like, you can't do that here. And without missing a beat, she goes, tell them it's snow.
Wow! Wow! That's
I can't say who she was, but yeah, she's still with us.
well. Actually, why can't you say who she was? If
That's the
it's
last.
true.
My
Yeah.
my it'll be my word against hers.
Can we have the initials? Maybe we can sort of suss it out. Maybe or just curious.
You know what? Come see one of my shows at J2. Find me in the box office and I'll tell you. How's
Oh,
that for motivation for buying a ticket?
off camera. Oh, you mean anyone? It's right. Anybody buying a ticket for Smile, go look for Robert W. Schneider at the box office of the AMT. The AMT.
I will be the bald guy eating Burger King. You will find me.
He'll have the hat. He'll have the
You'll
crown.
be like, who was the Coke person? And I'll be like, oh, it was blah, 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 blah.
I can't. The initials aren't LM though, because she's still
No,
really big.
no,
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 no.
no, no, no.
And you know who LM is, just like
I know,
that, don't
no,
you? Yeah. No,
no.
fine.
Oh, she's great, actually.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, you've worked with LM?
Yes,
Do
she's
you have an LM story?
no, basically that she's a really nice person. That
So I
like,
can say LM is Liza Minnelli.
oh
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
really,
Yeah.
really sweet. Really, honestly, like a really nice, sweet A lot of these people, like, I've been so lucky because people will be like, tell me stories when they were jerks, and I'm like, I don't have a lot of those. And the people I have stories where like they're jerks, nobody knows who they are, which is, you know what I mean? That's kind
Right.
of the weird thing.
Can
Like
I,
you,
so can you tell me a beautiful, happy, lovely, like the Sondheim thing, of another story of someone you worked with who was out of their way great or did something funny or amusing or lovable or
oh God, yeah, I was doing. Okay, this is do you know Debbie Gravitt?
Sh- Debbie Shapiro
Sorry,
Gravitt? Yeah, yeah.
Debbie, nay,
Don't leave
Debbie,
out the Jew part. Yes, okay.
Debbie Shapiro Gravitt, my favorite. This I don't know. I always like this story. It's about Debbie. We were doing a thing at 54. We got her four backup singers for something, and the backup singers were young students. And she's like, I'm just curious, how much are they getting paid? And I said, well, honestly, nothing. They're volunteering, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, do they all want to be in the business? And I was like, yeah. She goes, okay. She's like, take it out of my paycheck and teach them they should never do anything for free.
Wow.
She
Wow.
gave up her paycheck for this.
Wait. So she was teaching them never to do anything for free by making sure you paid them something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which I thought was really classy. And
Yeah.
she's take it, but she was like, take it out of my paycheck. And I was like, I'm not. I said, I'm not going to do that. I said, you're going to get paid what you get paid, and you're absolutely right. And since that day forward, I've always paid people, even if it's yeah, always.
And you could have given the kids like $20, just for, throwing them a little something, something.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
subway and a little drink or something afterwards, by all means.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a new dance belt or something. I don't know.
That is lovely. Yeah. No, that's a lovely, lovely story.
Yeah, I wish, I always feel bad about this because I'm like, I wish I had more like like, oh, and they did this and they had a diva fit and they threw something. I'm so lucky. Like I get to work with really, really talented people. The people that are jerks, can I say the A word? Can I say?
Yes. Oh, you may. You may.
I mean, the people that are assholes, you're
Oh, I
like
thought you were going to say Arabs. Okay, no, I got yes, assholes. You can certainly say.
different. And I was gonna be like, yeah, there's no that I don't have that. I don't have that. The people that are the assholes are the people that really aren't that talented, that are like a flash in the pan, that are having a moment, and I think they're terrified because they know that moment's not gonna last long.
Yeah, and it drives their fear, and it makes them. Well, I mean, even you were arrogant because you felt you had to be arrogant
Yeah.
to cover up the fact that it's like, what am I doing? Yeah. Now, let me ask you: did you ever have any, not in terms of a particular performer, but in terms of directing or the cabaret, any disaster nights,
Oh, all
like
the
cabaret
time.
people hell gigs or something falls, or do you remember some of those?
All the time. Oh my God. I did a show once where there was a power outage and the audience was like, well, we came, we want to see it. And so the actors, all the audience turned on their phones and their flashlights and they put all the flashlights on stage so the actors could perform, which I thought was really cool. So that's like a disaster that worked in a good way.
Yeah. Except for the one actor who looked directly at the light from the phone and fell off the
Oh yeah,
stage.
people were falling and shit, but the show was very entertaining. So stuff like that. We've had people not show up for performances. We've had people be like, "Oh, I'm sure you know this from working at cabaret spaces. You only have a certain amount of time. Like, the show has to be like 70 minutes, 80 minutes because we've got other things going on. People will get up there and decide to tell stories they never told us they
Oh,
were going to tell. Um, we had one woman come up. She was going to do something from Chicago and she was maybe 100 and she had been in it originally
oh,
and she's like, I'm going to come up, I'm going to sing the song, then I'll go away. I
uh-huh.
don't know what happened, Dave. She gets up, Rabbi, I'm so sorry, Rabbi.
Rabbi, yeah.
I apologize, Rabbi. She gets up there and she decides to tell her whole life story that begins with, my father used to run a minstrel show. And I'm like, well, here we go. Half an hour later, she finally starts singing.
Oh, yeah. But did she have the whole 70-minute block, or was she part of a group of
No,
other? Oh, oh, oh,
no.
oh, no, no.
She
Oh.
was one of 14 performers. And even at 14 performers, we were like, this is going to run a little long. She would not get off the stage.
But she told such hilarious stories about lynched Negroes that
And
I was, yeah.
she got booked into a Broadway theater, and then it's been great for her ever since. Yeah. So that is something. That is something. So it's crap like that you
Oh
deal.
wait, no, the Coke lady wouldn't be Arthur. It couldn't be. That she's got it.
No, no, no. I'll give you one more clue. She was once a big child actress.
Big as in fat or big as in famous.
Big as in famous.
All right, all right,
As in people used to know her when she was a kid, and
right.
then after she grew up, the career never really moved forward from
Oh,
that.
that's Shirley Temple. No, I'm kidding. It's a theater.
Shirley Temple, the biggest cokehead in Broadway.
I know. Right? Well, Bill Bojangles Robbins, they would go back and
He,
forth. They
he
literally
was
have a
her
straw
dealer.
going from her nose to his.
It
He
was
would
the best.
sneeze. It would go into yeah, yeah.
Good ship lollipop. That was just code for crack.
It was, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking with Robert W. Schneider here in the Daverhood about theater, about his career. You have a few more minutes because this has been unbelievably fun.
For you, Rabbi?
Rabbi, goddammit, I'm Rabbi.
Sorry, Rabbi Sol. Please forgive me.
So aside from Smile, which
Yeah.
has this wonderful score that you're smiling, having
Yes.
what is another one or two or three more musicals that were really undervalued, overlooked, that you think, not only should I do it at J2, but this should be back on Broadway. Give it another shot because this is a masterpiece and nobody realized it at the time.
Wow. So yes, Smiles up there. The Goodbye Girl, which is what we did a couple of years ago, which is actually much better than people remember it. Also
I
Marvin.
actually did see that one. I love Martin Short, but to me, it didn't work when I saw it.
No, you know what? We did it a couple of years ago, and we totally revamped it. It was totally scaled down. It was very, very different, and I think it actually works better now than it did on Broadway. But that's just I would love to see it on Broadway again. Stephen Schwartz is the baker's wife. We did that, and I think what we did with it ended up being really, really good. So he was happy, I was happy, everyone was happy.
Who got to sing Megalock? Because that's that's a
You know,
number.
this girl who was incredible, her name was Madison Claire Parks, but she comes from a theatrical family. Her grandma was Betty Garrett.
Oh, Oh, we love her from All in the Family. I never saw her
On
on
the
the but yeah.
Family, Vernon Shirley on the Town. So she sounds just, I mean, yeah. So it's a nice little lineage there. Yeah.
Oh, yay, 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 yay. So, okay, those are three. Baker's Wife, you got Smile, you got Goodbye
Goodbye,
Girl.
girl.
I'm like,
Yeah.
have you
Yeah.
directed quote unquote straight theater, meaning non-musicals?
You know what's so funny? Yeah, years ago, I went to Penn State to get my master's in directing for musicals. This was years ago. Then when I got done, all I got hired to do for 4 years was plays. Isn't that weird? So I used to do plays all the time.
Oh, interesting. So, what was your favorite back in that?
Neil Simon, anything Neil Simon, anything Neil Simon. To me, like there's some directors who are like, I have to direct everything that Shakespeare ever wrote. I'm like, that's sweet. If somebody was like, you get to direct every Neil Simon play ever written, I'd be the happiest man on earth.
Even God's favorite?
Even God's favorites, the Book of Job in modern times. Well, if it was Charles Nelson Riley and Vincent Gardenia again, in a heartbeat, in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
yeah. And actually, his later plays were bad. Some of yeah.
You know what though? But a bad Neil Simon to me is still much better than a lot of other things I see.
Yes, yes. And by the way, I don't know if you know this. Neil Simon was Jewish. Did you know
No.
this? Yeah, I just looked that
Period.
up. He actually was. Yes, yeah. In fact, even the extra kidney he got was Jewish too.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, yeah, because
Wow.
maybe Eisenberg and right. So, Neil Simon, but here's the deal: you had been directing since you were 15.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What did you learn about directing when you got this master's from Penn that you didn't already know? Did they teach you anything that was of value that you hadn't already gotten from
Yes.
life experience?
Yeah. Craft. Like actually being like, oh, if they're moving on this joke, they're not gonna laugh. Or like, hey, the first 5 minutes of any show is more important than any other 5 minutes, and the rest of the show. Stuff that I'm sure people like picked up along the way. This was just like codified for me. Like it was like, oh yeah, there are rules. Like there is a craft to this, and there is ways of doing things to make it look effective.
Did you
And
ever read the Jack Vertel's book
yeah.
on? Isn't that great?
You know what? I got really lucky. A couple of months ago, I actually produced one of Jack's shows at 54. And I got to work with Jack, and I was like the happiest man on earth. He's so good. He's so brilliant. He's so brilliant. What's the book called? Like The Secret of the American Musical, right? It's
Something
like
like that. It's
a
just it
musical
dissects
director.
what. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, it's
Best.
everything you know, but he's telling you this is why this works. You
He's the
need
best.
noise somewhere at like 50 minutes into the first. You need noise to open it. You need just genius. Just wonderful.
And if you like Jack's book, there's another amazing book called Words with Music
Oh.
by a guy named Layman Engel. Do you know Layman Engel?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's no longer with. He started the BMI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote this book, kind of like Jack's book, on like what makes a really good musical. Like if you have that for like how to write music, and then you have Jack's book for like how to write a book, I think you could do anything.
Wow, wow. Now, speaking of doing anything, and we're not going to get too, even though we're two Hamish Jews here.
Yes.
If you were asked to direct a show, a concert or a musical at the Kennedy Center now, would you do it?
No, I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
No, I wish I could ask. Me, I'll take anything for money. I'm just like, I'll direct a Lee Greenwood concert. I'll do it. But
This is where I get really torn. I don't know how you feel about this. I get torn because I'm like, on one hand, I want to be like, well, no, I don't want to get involved over there. But then on one hand, I'm like, oh, people need art. Like people need to see shows. I don't, it's not like the money's going into his pocket. I also think it's like what the show is. If somebody was like, do you want to go direct Fiddler on the Roof at the Kennedy Center? I'd be like, oh, okay. But if somebody was like, hey, do you want to like do like Lee Greenwood show? I might be like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. It's weird.
but also the thing is, this Lee Greenwood show is replacing, let's say, a revival of Kinky Boots because they pulled Kinky Boots. And this is a made-up example because the lead character dresses in trangy clothing, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I need money and I like working. I also think art should be accessible to everybody. I really do. So to be like, well, we're not going to go to this venue because to me, it's different. Here's where I also get screwed up. A bunch of people are on Broadway going, oh, I can't go perform at the Kennedy Center because it supports Trump. there are tons of big Broadway producers who own tons of these big Broadway theaters that are best friends with Donald Trump. So believe it or not, the money that you're spending to go see something at like a Jordan Roth, or sorry, a Daryl Roth theater, that's the ones, right? Aren't they the ones that are
Well,
friends with,
Daryl is the mother, Jordan is the son, and they own.
but aren't they
She has
friends?
theaters. Yeah, yeah, and
But
he's
aren't
got
they
Jew
friends with
Jamson.
the
Yeah.
Trumps?
I don't know if they're Trump. I don't
I
know.
think they're the ones where like like they're big donors of his, like they're really good friends of his. So ironically, if you go see a show at the Kennedy Center, the money isn't going to Trump or his campaign, but if you go see something maybe at a Jew Jamson house, the money, like if you go see Sunset Boulevard, that I think St. James is a Jew Jamson house, that money I think has a closer shot to getting into Donald Trump's pocket as a campaign donation than anything else.
This is why overthinking kills everything. This is why you can't take a stand on anything now because
You
you
know,
say, "Well, this makes sense." Oh no, it doesn't make sense.
well, that's the thing. And listen, I want to be very clear. I could be totally wrong in this. I could get the name. I could be getting the names wrong.
Sure,
So
yeah,
please forgive me, Ross, if I'm incorrect.
sure.
But I'm like, that's the like where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Like when does it stop? To be like, well, I can't perform at the Kennedy Center, but I'm going to go see a Broadway. I can't go see a show at Kennedy Center because that money goes to Trump. It doesn't. Versus I'm going to go to a Broadway show, but that money that's
Some of it is
for
going
that
to
theater
go.
could be donated. I think the Roths donated a lot of money to the campaign.
Really? What do they have against? I'm not going to go there. Not even going to go there. I'm going to ask Robert W. Schneider instead. What was the first
Oh
line?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, what?
No, I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, Mr. Steve Roth, Daryl Roth's husband, is a business partner and close confidant of Donald Trump. And there's tons of photos with them.
Which also means that indirectly Donald Trump helped produce a lot of musicals that they did over the years. And was it Rent? Where did he make his bones? Or was it Spring Awakening?
Donald Trump is a huge fan of Kinky Boots. Donald Trump loves he loves it. He couldn't get enough of Dear Evan Hansen.
Well, hey, look, if George Steinbrenner could be a Broadway producer, which he was,
Yes, isn't that great?
applause, he did, yeah. But then why not Donald? Why not,
So anyway, so my feeling to answer your question, Rabbi, is it is like many things that the rabbi is familiar with. It's a conundrum because you're like, when do you draw the line? Like at what and are you that's why like going back what we said at the beginning, if everybody could have like a business class on how the industry works, I think they'd probably find a lot of different answers to questions they didn't even know they had.
It is a puzzle in a conundrum in a matzah. It really
Yeah.
is. Now, let me also ask one or two more minutes, of course, with the wonderful Robert W. Schneider. What was the first theater show that you ever saw as a little baby Schneid?
It's right there on the wall. Can you see it?
See
Lacage.
Lacat. Your parents took you to Lacat. That explains a few things.
I
How old
was
were you?
going to say, I was 3 years old,
They
and
let you in the theater?
well, I've always looked older, Rabbi. I've always looked older.
All right, but all right. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing in Lacat that a 10-year-old shouldn't be able to.
No, and I was a kid. I didn't know. I thought they were brothers. Like I was
Well, brother and sister.
brother and sister. I was
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah. If you think
I
about
didn't
it.
know. I didn't know. And my actually because I have a podcast, and one of the things that was like the huge joy for me was I got to interview Peter Marshall, and he was
From the Daverhood, we talked to him too. Sorry, yes.
no the best, right? Wasn't he the
He
best?
was lovely, yes.
But he was the first when I saw Lakash, he was the guy playing the lead at the time. So the first actor I ever heard speak a line on stage was Peter Marshall. And when I got to interview him, I said, I have to tell you, you're the reason that I got into this. And he said, "Oh, I'm very sorry." He was the best. He was like 90 something and he was still performing with big bands.
Yes, he was doing concerts and yes, yes. And yeah, he was wonderful on the program. And he was very I don't know if I saw him in Lacage. I have to say I'm not sure if he was the Alban or the other one.
No, he was the other one. He was the Song on the Sand guy.
But now let me ask you, you mentioned before that your dating life is kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Are you out there? Are you looking? What's your deal? Oh no.
No, listen, no, not for me. Years ago I was married and like that, that didn't work out. And at this point in my life, I'm like, it sounds weird. I'm happy being alone. Like I actually like coming home and being like, this is my apartment and this is my food in the fridge and I've got my own schedule. I don't know. I had a wonderful husband. He was a great guy. but things change, things part, and I'm happy being alone.
This is if you're happy and you know it. Well,
Clap
clap
your
your
hands.
hands. Right. So that's the real important thing.
What
But
about you, Rabbi? Are you seeing anybody?
oh, please, I've been married to the most wonderful, my dear wife Miriam Libby, for 57 years at this point. I know I look younger than I,
Mazel.
and we
Mazel.
have 22 and a half beautiful children. It's yeah.
That's
The
one.
last one, the head is not taking its proper shape yet, but we're hoping. We're
Fingers crossed.
but what are you saying? This is actually almost an offensive question. Your parents took you to La Cage aux Folles when you were 3 years old. You're watching this. Do you think one of the reasons you're gay is because you were open to this at such a? Were you formatively?
What a great. No, that's
It's not
actually
a great question. But it's a question that
no.
Republicans
It's a
probably want to
it's a
know.
fantastic question. It's a fantastic question. I don't know because I don't think there was anything. I don't know because like I said, I was a kid, so I didn't really understand like what this was. Does that make sense? Like I wasn't
Yes.
like
Oh yeah.
what though, but maybe like seeing the movie The Birdcage when I was like a kid, like a young teenager, like going through puberty, that might have actually been something where I was like, oh, I get it now. I don't know if I got it back that early on, but I don't, listen, I grew up listening to show tunes, so maybe deep down it was being ingrained in me without even realizing it.
Well, also I have to say, like when I was a kid, they took me to see the Magic Show with Doug Henning on Broadway, and he had the hair, and now
Yeah,
now I
yeah.
got this.
You want to be Doug Henning.
I do. Yeah,
You have the gap. You have the gap in your teeth.
I did, but then the dentist fixed it and gave me a tremendous amount of pain. Which
You ever see Martin Short doing Doug Henning?
no, I
It was
don't
on
know, but I can see
on
it in my.
SCTV. It was so funny. No matter what you go, magic.
Well, we have been making magic here with Robert W. Schneider on the Dave's Gone By show. I got one more question, but before we do that, let me remind people that you can see Smile, the Marvin Hamlish, and I'm sorry, I forget again the book writers.
Howard Ashman.
Ashman, of course, Howard Ashman. You're reviving it at the AMT Theater, which is on West 40, what is it?
West 45th,
West 45th Street.
8th and 9th, next to Schmackery's Cookies.
Oh, well, there you go. J2SpotlightNYC.com is your place to find out more and get tickets. Letter J,
Letter J.
number 2,
Yep.
SpotlightNYC.com. And also, you got to get yourself to this man's website because his biography is hilarious. It's robwschneider.com, and it's Schneid, SCHNEIDER. robwschneider.com. You got to check that out. Also, all the stuff that he has done and is doing. So, two more questions, though. I forgot also to even mention, are you still doing a Broadway-related podcast?
I am. Thank you for asking, Rabbi. Yes. So I had an old one that had 600 episodes called Behind the Curtain, Broadway's Living Legends. I did that for 7 years, and we interviewed people who were in the business 30 plus years. Like that's where Peter Marshall was on. And that you can find on like wherever you get your podcast. I just don't produce them anymore. And the new one that I have is a documentary series called Broadway Bound, the musicals that never came to Broadway. And it's about musicals that were supposed to come to New York and for whatever reason did not. And it could either be like they closed in previews or they like were just an idea and they never really got to beyond fruition. But we play demos, we do interviews with the writers, the actors that were there. We went to the Lincoln Center Library, we went through people's archives, we read like private correspondence, and we just started our second season last Tuesday.
Oh, do you have a grant
Tuesday.
that's helping you? How do you have the time? Because that sounds like almost like a full-time job, despite you're directing all these things. Where do you, yeah.
I usually take about a month where I don't direct anything, and it's a month of research and like a month of crafting the episodes. Yeah.
A month of research for one episode or for a season, like a
For the whole season. For the whole season. It's 10 episodes per season, and I'm living at Lincoln Center Library or, whatever archives will allow me in. Yeah.
It's the Broadway Bound podcast,
Oh,
which is
Broadway Bound.
listenable.
Oh, anywhere you get your podcasts. It's on, iTunes, it's online, it's on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, it's everywhere.
So definitely check this out with Robert
And
W. Schneider, the Broadway Bound podcast.
yeah.
Now, Last question for you.
Yes, Rabbi.
You apparently, not apparently, you were the first director to revive one of the producer of this show, Dave, and one of my favorite musicals of like the last 25, 30 years, A Class Act. So I
Yeah.
just want to say, what made that's a musical that I think is just wonderful.
Me too.
Why didn't that go the first time around, do you think?
Listen, it opened at, you know what else was opening that season? The Producers
Mm.
and the Full Monty. And they had these huge juggernauts, and there was this tiny little show about a guy, who's Ed Kleban? What is this? And I think that was it. I think it got lost in the shuffle. I think it's beautiful. I think the show is beautiful. I was so lucky to direct it. It meant the world to me. I think it's gorgeous. I think more theater should be doing it.
I'm 150 million times agree with you. Now, here's the tertiary last question for Robert W. Schneider. Smile is opening. Is the show frozen? Or you're still working on it? You're still
Oh
rehearsing?
no, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to rehearsal.
Wow. Okay, I'll let you go but you first have to tell me what's going to be your next stuff after Smile. What are you doing after that?
So this is wonderful. So our theater company, we do 3 shows a season.
Yeah.
So once Smile closes on April 20th, on April 24th, we open our second show, which is Zorba.
Oh my God.
And then
how the hell how do you, they're not in repertory, it's not quite repertory, but how are you not already, you must be rehearsing Zorba then, rather than Smile.
We start Zorba on Monday, and Mr. Candor will be with us. So it'll be very exciting.
So wait. April 24th, Zorba opens?
Yes.
So you're still, when do you start rehearsing Zorba?
We start rehearsing Zorba on Monday. We rehearse
Monday
Zorba.
the 4th or 5th. So you have 3 weeks, or a usual kind of 3-week thing.
Yep, we start rehearsals for Zorba Monday the 31st. We go every day 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then starting 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., we start rehearsing Smile again. So Smile's at night. Then
Because Smile doesn't open until the 10th. That's why I was so confused about this.
Yep. So the way we do our schedule is we do 2 half days. So like the first part of the day is one show, the latter part of the day is another show. And then once Zorba closes on May 4th,
Yeah.
I think May 8th, we open our 3rd and final show of the season, Drat the Cat.
Oh, wow, that's one out of the. Are you directing all 3, or are you just?
I am, because I'm greedy.
What? I don't know from Drat the Cat. What the hell is that?
You know the Barbara Streisand song, He Touched Me?
Yes. And I said that about a couple of rabbis when I was a kid. But anyway, yes.
I sang it at a deposition once. But yes, that's the big song from that show.
All right.
And it's really funny. It's a really funny show. It only ran a week on Broadway, but it is hysterical.
So get your season. You'll save some money if you do it. Save some money. Get your 3-tiered season tickets, whatever it's called. J2SpotlightNYC.com for shows done by J2 Spotlight Musical Theater Company at the AMT Theater in Midtown over on West 45th Street, and see all this directorial magic done by our friend in the Daverhood, Robert W. Schneider. Robert, let me call you by your Hebrew name. What is it?
Oh my God. No one ever calls me by my Hebrew name.
Bobby Booby?
You know what's so funny? I think every time I've always been called Bubba, and I don't know why.
Bubba!
It's not my Hebrew name.
You are now Bubba. It could be your Yiddish name. Bubba! Now you are Bubba to us. Bubba, baby, we love you. We thank you so much for being with us. Much mazel, breaking of legs and all that sort of thing with all your shows and all your podcasts too. Thank you,
Rabbi.
And happy pre-Passover.
Thank you. I'll see you at Shul.
Shalom. Bye-bye. Oh, what joy. Oh, what delight. Oh, what theatrical fun we have had with Robert W. Schneider in the Daverhood with me, Rabbi Sol. For more about me, go to my website, shalomdammit.com. Shalom, D-A-M-M-I-T, shalomdammit.com. It is the place to watch my stage show, Shalom Damn It, An Evening with Me. It is also the place to read and hear all my rabbinical reflections about the world at large. It's also the place, what else? And my interviews. There's links to the interviews I've done on this program. It's all things Solomonic. ShalomDammit.com. Do please check it out. Well, time for me to bring the program back to Mr. Dave. I will see you probably on Pesach, so I hope you're cleaning the windows and doing all your things and getting rid of that goddamn chametz. Get rid of it! Get rid of it! So next time I see you, we will all be spiritually cleansed. And now, back to more show on Dave's Gone By. Well, yes, indeed. We are back, or I'm back. You've never gone. I've come back. So welcome back to me on this 981st edition of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream live on this Saturday morning. It is, I was going to say March. It's still March. It's March 29th, excuse me, 2025. And we're calling this episode On the SCHNEID, in tribute to our brand new friend of the Daverhood, Robert W. Schneider. If you have theater friends, if they missed that great conversation, remember that our archives reside at davesgoneby.com, DAVESGONE, davesgoneby.com. So if you want to hear the first episode we ever did all those years back, 22 years ago, davesgoneby.com. If you want to hear our 300th episode, our 700th episode, even our 701st episode, they are all archived. And all the shows post like late 600s or 700s are videos now, because we started doing video 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, so it's
In for interesting conversation with
wasn't he great?
What a great guest. He did a lot. He's doing a lot of stuff. He's
Yeah,
a busy man.
I can't even.
I
Yeah.
can't even keep track of all the projects.
The man is directing 3 shows and doing a podcast.
I don't understand how you even direct, honestly, one show. Give me your phone. I want to see if people are chatting on your Facebook.
I don't know where my phone. Oh, here it is. Sorry.
I can't see David yet.
No, sorry.
Who
And
wanted to be part of the interview? Catch up.
I'm also very proud. Well, I'm proud of the rabbi because he did not during the entire interview break wind,
Well,
which
that's
is rare
because
for him.
He's like his brother.
That's right. And Ketchup is joining us, which is kind of neat. It is time for the ceremonial feeding of the potato. Oh God! Yeah, all right, calm down, potato. This is going to be good. We do have now. This is not necessarily Heinz, but it is a very cute generic tomato ketchup. So,
Wow, David, you had a bump in views probably because you.
well, he's got a big fan, but
You
people.
both doubly posted, yeah.
Yeah. So here's tomato
Sorry.
ketchup. Let's feed.
No, I had a lower. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure.
Lower the.
I would ordinarily do this before the program, but I was running late this morning, so yeah, it just takes a moment.
Oh, David, that's too much for him.
Speak for yourself.
Potato. Potato, do you think potato? That's your friend. That's not real ketchup. He's your friend.
Oh, no wonder it tastes like a little woolly. Yeah,
I don't know why you're doing that. That's not. We used to have the little ketchup bottle. I don't know what happened to potato. Do you know how to do it?
that hangy one that was in the kitchen.
There was a little one, like we had a little.
Oh, I know, it's rubber.
Yeah, because
Yes,
remember they used to do breaking.
it's somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm making such a mess in your office here.
I don't care. I want to put all of these in that little container, all of your little
Please,
gadgets, so you can have it when you need them.
I think they would only fit if you took them out of the boxes at this point. We have so
Oh,
many.
Give potato this. He'll enjoy this.
Okay, potato, here. This is for you. Oh, he loves this.
But he didn't eat anything, so he won't be sick because it was fake ketchup.
Yeah. So this is a teeny tiny trampoline. Actually, well, it really looks more like a diaphragm if you ask me, but no, it's a trampoline.
Did you know he was separate? Try him.
Oh, we have another sloth.
He was, I don't know why he was separated from the pack.
Let's see if he still has any stick among him.
You know what I'm talking about, David.
Ooh, yeah.
Whoa! And he was, I guess, because he's separate. I don't see the,
But now, Potato, now that he's had his meal, he's going to...
David.
Oh, easy. Oh, got him.
Good job.
Well, this is for Hanukkah. This is sufganiyot. This is
I'm
more...
looking for the,
This is not so much a potato as
I
a...
don't see the little ketchup bottle. You know, we used to have that.
It's got to be in there. So maybe it's in that one. It's a little red rubber.
Yeah.
I know, but like, oh, there's another sloth. Toss me a sloth. Oh, got him. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if I can get him nice and high.
Wait,
Ready?
wait, wait,
Oh, no,
wait,
no.
wait,
You
wait,
want to do
wait,
it? You do it.
No, I want to do this. Okay, wait a second.
Here we go. And now keep it going because we have the great
Oh, look at
potini.
Oh my God, David! What?
Call. I'm gonna just call an ambulance
Yeah.
immediately. I think. Ow!
It's okay, Potato. Get
So
on here.
we're experiencing
We
technical
can't
difficulties.
find the ketchup. I don't know what. I think.
It's got to be in there
I think-
somewhere. It's
I
just.
think he lost his teeth, honey.
Oh wow.
I don't know where they went. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he's got maybe.
he's used to work.
Yeah.
There we go.
Apparently we like this pout fish. We have a lot of pout fish.
Oh, we have that, and we have the
Here,
Passover
read
one.
from this tin.
Okay. And no, honey, this is from hers. You know what they do. I guess it wouldn't occur to you.
Honey, here.
We have it right from this. Okay, I
That's
think
you
that.
farted. That's your
Oh.
fart.
Yeah, we had that up on the wall last week. Okay, we're not going to do this today, but this is actually a book we found somewhere in one of those little lending library things.
You gotta
Chips.
This out, David. We gotta be able to find stuff.
Yeah, we got to clean out that
Like, where's
closet.
this thing? I mean,
I know it's depressing. It's upsetting.
he loves that ketchup bottle. That soothes him. You know what also would make him happy? You want to put a hat on him?
We could, unless you want to put a hat on Pooey, because we're kind of neglecting him this episode.
Here. Or you could give Potato glasses here.
Oh, Potato would love that.
Does he want Happy New
Where'd
Year
he go?
or
He's here.
glasses?
Yeah.
Glasses or Happy New Year?
I broke my peel. I would say it's not Rosh Hashanah, so maybe the regular glasses.
Please say Happy New Year. Let me try it. Potato, I'm going to look for your ketchup, honey, okay?
Please.
Maybe we'll get you a packet later. How about that?
Yes.
I can't promise you that. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, no, we got.
Ow.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Potato, how about this?
Mhm.
I promise you. Oh, I gotta cut Daddy's new numbers. Hold on, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, yeah.
I gotta cut your new numbers, honey.
Well, for the upcoming
No, but I thought I
1,000.
just do- I don't know how many. Do I do one of each color? Do you recall?
I think it's something like you'll never need more than 2 of.
You tell me.
Well, 3 of each at some point, but we won't be. That'll be a long time away.
I'm gonna need a better scissor, but this will have to do. Okay.
Anyway, you're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, and all of this inexplicable stuff, plus wonderful guests like Robert W. Schneider and Rabbi Sol, plus all of you watching at home. Plus, remember that if you don't, for some reason, want to go to davesgoneby.com, you can also go to archive.org. We have a channel there. It's the same material, but you know, if Dave's Gone By ever goes down, if there's a problem with the website, archive.org is a repository of art and entertainment and culture from the past 1,000 years. Whatever's public domain or they have permission to post, they do. So check out
I don't feel
archive.org.
bad if I mess this up because it was only $2.
Yeah, I know, right? We bought this, not construction paper, it's just like
It is kind of,
cardboard-ish.
but It's called, construction paper.
Oh, it is, all right. So let's construct something.
No, I'm gonna make numbers of each color. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I can do them in each color.
Ooh, well, do what you can. We just need, we're really building towards 1,000. We're only 29 shows away from our 1,000th episode of the Dave's Gone By show. So you do want to, you do want to be with us over the next year, probably less than a year, although unfortunately we have had to take several weeks off this year because of all our travels and stuff we've been doing. But we are building still slowly and inexorably towards our 1,000th episode. And so we're trying to figure out how to make it special numbering for it, special design, special place to do it, what guests we would have. I don't know, but we're thinking about it. Anyway, the point is all the older shows are available at davesgoneby.com, archive.org, as well as if you just care about the audio, go to castbox.fm, castbox.fm, and that is for podcasting. So if you don't need to see this face, if you don't need to see these marvelous designs behind me, oh, there you go. Did you have a sister? Yeah.
Yeah, I did number one.
Castbox.fm is a great place to just download it so you can be anywhere. You can be at the gym, you can be driving and listening to this program without being distracted by the visuals, and it's still the same stuff.
Well, a lot of people do it. Like our friend had a remote job, and he enjoyed doing it while I was working, you know?
Yeah, although at that point I think we were still just radio. I think we were just on the college.
Watching it was radio, but then as time went on.
Right, yeah, of course. A shout out to them, by the way, our good friends out in Colorado. A shout out to you too. So we still have more to do on this episode of the show. We've got Dave's Big Dictionary, which is going to be about the word elucidate. I will have to speak somewhat coherently for a couple of minutes about whatever that word brings to my mind. Also, oh God, we have Inside Broadway, and we have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, and StoryTime as well. So we promised all these things. Let's do StoryTime.
Big promise, David.
I know, a lot of stuff to do in just, I was going to say an hour. It's less than an hour. So let's get rolling. I think it's StoryTime.
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story. Remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would. I think give in, so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
I love it. Those look great.
We have a yellow, a purple. I'm just trying to do different colors.
My wife is, in case you don't know, my wife is cutting out numbers, big size numbers, so that these have been great, but as we move towards our big milestone, it's time for bigger numbers. And it's time for a big book. As we were mentioning before, there have been great works of literature, everything from Flaubert to Jane Austen to Edith Wharton to Henry James and John Updike, but really very few things have the lasting power and beauty of this book by Mana Seeboruth. Actually, I wonder if part of her name is cut. Oh, it doesn't say.
Oh, look at all they all fell down.
Oh, the slots are moving. It's called Undies, Please, featuring illustrations by Ashley Corrin. So, I know this book might be a little Corrin-y, but ladies and gentlemen, what we do on StoryTime is I literally share with you great works of literature like Undies, Please. Undies for me, like those, Daddy. So here, of course, we have a little boy of indeterminate ethnicity pointing because he wants underwear. And then the thing that really intrigued me is, why is there a frog in his bed?
That's his toy.
You sure it's a toy?
I don't know.
Sure it's not a real frog? So he's pointing at, So notice the Vonnegut and Hemingway-like short sentence structure. One word, undies, for me. Like those, Daddy. Very, very simple declarative sentences, not even sentences in these cases. And then, boom, almost like Batman in their power. Pee. Poo. Well, he's sitting on it's an interesting shirt that it goes down low enough that it's not showing his genitals. Pee. Poo.
If that guy had it on the plane, it'd be a whole different story.
And then my favorite,
right?
If he wasn't constipated, he was actually peeing and pooing, he'd be in better shape. Just like Froggy here, wipe. Yes, because we all know toy frogs are.
E. Cummings book.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, they are using capital letters. So hold on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look. Ugh. Ladies and gentlemen, the ideal. No spots, no stripes.
I wish you would read that book.
But he's wearing a diaper. What does it matter if your diaper... No, those aren't big boy pants. That's a
I
diaper.
think they took the diaper off when he made doo-doo.
Oh, all right. So now he's got... Oh, I see.
I'm just trying to make some examples, David, okay? I'm keeping the remnants.
No, this does have spots of some sort. So, no spots, no stripes. Ugh. Yes, there's more. Ladies and gentlemen, Undies. Spotty. What the? First he's saying that it's no spot. Oh, I guess he doesn't want the spot. This makes no... Oh, I get it.
What?
This book is so deep that I've literally misread it. See, here, the boy's not saying, oh, he's disappointed that, or maybe proud that he didn't leave smears and spots and stripes in his underwear. He's upset that, oh, his brother is wearing like these colorful, like 1970s porn star underpants.
Oh,
And he's just got these boring white...
Oh, he's saying, yeah.
I get it now. He wants undies with cool spots. Yeah. I should have read this before I brought this on the air, shouldn't I?
You should have taken some notes on that.
Yeah. And then this is completely absurd. Froggy potty.
Woo! Froggy body.
Yeah. But notice he is bouncing just like Potato was on something of a trampoline, I think.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. But wait, there's more. Isn't there always more? Let's see, what is next in the life of this child? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the priest's favorite page of the book. Undies, pull down quick. Potty, sit. It's not even, it doesn't even rhyme.
No.
It's like, everything about this book is just
No problem.
completely absurd and wrong, which is why I do love it. Oh no! This is like the Orthodox Jew on the plane. All done, can't do. No pee, no poo. The boy's constipated. He's got that problem.
Well, no, I think a lot of children, David, it's not constipation. Many children are, they have like,
They're shy.
they
They
don't
got
want to let it go out of their body. You know, they feel like they're losing their poo-poo. When the poo-poo goes, they feel like they're losing something.
all I can say is let it go, let it go. Loose your bowels, let them flow. All right, here we go.
Also, it hurts to poo for kids. Like
That's it.
pee comes out naturally. It just kind of comes out more, comes out easily. But poo-poo you have to push. I think it's why kids don't like vegetables. They have to chew and it hurts the teeth.
Huh. It's funny how it reverses when you get old. When you get old, poo is just like you're thrilled for it, and pee, you stand in the toilet, it's like your ureter is like, my prostate, ay! Which is not what this child is saying yet.
No.
He's still got the frog around. He's playing. He's having fun. He's crashing cars with he's playing the DWI game.
Yeah, but we used to say, like, when I helped potty train my friend's baby,
Yeah.
I used to say no playing in the potty. Like, the potty's not for fun, the potty's to go to the bathroom. And then when her
It can be
parents never
both.
trained her to wash her hands,
Ew, yeah.
which to me was like, yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
So what I did was my one goal when I had, when I was helping our friends with her, was to get this baby to wash her hands, and she
And did you? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she washed her hands in the toilet.
No, but it was very unhygienic.
No kidding. Well, yeah. So we have the children playing, and the frog is there, and then suddenly, pee-pee can't wait.
Oh, good.
Here we go. This is the problem.
David, is this okay? I'm trying to get different
Yeah,
colors.
those look fantastic.
Trying to get different colors for each number, right? So,
Now, they did finally come up with a rhyme in this book.
okay.
Pee-pee can't wait, followed by Daddy, too late. Wah. Do you have the trombone? Or I may have it. Where is the trombone? Sad trombone. We kind of need that.
You might have to open it. We have a new one.
Oh no, this is a new one. I want to use it.
I
I want to open it and
I
use it.
can't find anything, baby. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh no, where's the other white? Is it in there? No, I don't know what happened to the trombone. It might be hanging on that white thing. Don't worry about it. That's okay. I'll do the noise myself. Wah, wah. So, yeah, he just horribly embarrassed himself. His father's going to beat him mercilessly with a belt. Very, very sad. And then Undies, good. Why does he talk like Frankenstein? Undies, good. Pee-pee bad, undies, good. Later, I'll try. So the kid and his father, they're sipping beverages, which will help them, later on. And then, ho-ho, bathroom, play, read. Just make that your second home, little child, so you'll never be too far away. And notice the little child is dressed as the frog being this weird, pointless motif in the whole thing.
Maybe the person who wrote the book likes frogs. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm guessing, because look, there's a frog in like a little sauna area on a towel.
It's very cute.
It's very cute, yeah.
I thought the frog was sitting in a high chair.
He was before.
Okay.
Frog was doing everything for this kid.
Foolish.
And then, oh boy, yay, I peed. Look, I was like, yay, look, I peed. There we go. You know what? He should share this on the internet, but you have to get an IP address.
David, does this look like a 4? It's very abstract.
No, that's like an 8, a weird H.
Okay.
What happened with that? It's got 2 legs. Oh, so you have to cut, just cut 1 leg.
No, I have to figure out, where's your letters, numbers? Let me look it up. Never mind, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Ignore me, I'm sorry.
Well, honey, you're missing the celebration. Yay, I
haven't
peed.
him yet. Oh, did you pee-pee?
Oh, not yet.
Image of a number 4 to cut out as a template.
Undies for me, like yours. Yippee! And the frog is happy again. He's got his bow tie back on. The father's kneeling because he's going to please mommy later on. There you go. There you go. Undies for me, like those, Daddy. This excited tot can't wait to get a pair of undies. Time to learn to use the potty. Wow, this is from Barefoot Books. Step inside a story.
That's a 4, right?
That's a 4. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Bradford Books, Barefoot Books from Bradford Street in Concord, Massachusetts, also in London.
Do you see the scissor?
I don't know.
Here, I got it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So text by it's Sumana. So her name was cut off here. It's Sumana Seeboruth with illustrations by Ashley Corrin. Ashley Corrin. Let's see. Graphic design by Sarah Soldano and Barefoot Books. All rights reserved, of course, printed in China. And there you have it, barefootbooks.com. Our literature of the day, our story time, Undies, Please.
Educational.
It is. It is. You know.
And it's also chicken would like it because they say please, right? So they're polite. It also teaches you how to be polite.
Yes. We also read, I think we read on the show, the classic books, Egg or Eyeball.
Yeah.
Do we read it on the show? I have to check. And we also read Smell My Foot. I think we read that. Yes, we do a lot of children's books, basically, because you can fit them all into one episode of the show.
Exactly.
Anywho, that was Storytime on Dave's Gone By. We still have more to do on the program. Let me, even though I don't know what I did with the playbills, but even though I don't have them in front of me, I do want to share with you a couple of shows that I went to see when I was in Manhattan just last weekend. Got to see Redwood and Operation Mincemeat, 2 musicals, both of them quite different, and I'm going to let you know what I thought. Inside Broadway, a look at theater on and off Broadway and beyond. Brought to you by Total Theater and Performing Arts Insider. Curtain going up. So, yes, inside Broadway we go. It's getting a very broad. They used to be very Broadway-centric, Dave's Gone By, for years. because I was in New York and I was seeing, 2 or 3 shows or 4 shows every single week and reviewing them and talking about having theater people. Now we're in Maryland, so it's much more rare.
You just switch it up sometimes.
Yeah. But this is going to be still be a very theater-centric show, because when I was in town, I caught a couple of Broadway musicals, including Redwood on Broadway. It's a brand new musical, kind of one of these more modern-y sounding musicals. It's got a book by Tina Landau, music by Kate Diaz, and she and Landau collaborated on the score. And it's a pretty simple, basic story. It's about a woman, well, basically in her middle-aged years, and she is grieving but not letting herself completely grieve. She has lost her son about a year ago, and she has gone into herself and doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to think about him, doesn't want to bring him up. She can't go there. Her teenage son, or I get maybe early 20s, and it is, of course, it's affecting her relationship with her wife of like 20 years. Yes, she was married to a man, and then she, found another person, and now she's in a lesbian relationship for all these years. So what does she do? One day she just is like, I'm going to go for a drive. I'm just going to go for a drive and keep driving until I can't drive anymore. Basically driving away from everything, and also trying to drive away this feeling of her son coming back and trying to talk to her, and just she can't deal. Eventually, she goes all the way to California, all the way across country, where she comes upon the Redwoods in Eureka, California, and she just is enamored by them. She sees these trees, and they are exceptional and extraordinary and beautiful. And she also sees 2 workers there, played by Michael Park and Deidra Aziza. And these workers are there to not cut them down, in fact, the opposite, to collect samples and to study them and to get pollen and to look at their...
National landmark?
Well, they're National Park Service. Yeah, they're there to help.
Aren't the trees themselves a national...
I don't know.
You can't cut them down. They're protected, I thought.
Well, they would be protected, but who knows what they have to do for fire safety in California. Maybe, I don't know what they have to, or if they're already dying, you probably have to have lumberjacks there.
You probably have to, put water, some kind of protective barrier.
One wishes. It's not as if California has had a stellar record of protecting homes and trees the past couple of years. So, she is, I'm not going to give away the whole plot, but she figures she can find herself, either find herself or lose herself in this forest area, that somehow communing with the trees, being away from everything except these gorgeous redwoods, is going to help her through this period. Either help her through this period or she'll kill herself.
Nature bathing or forest.
Yes, that's exactly it. And of course the 2 workers are like, come on, you're not supposed to be here this time of year. We've got work to do. You're in our way, blah, blah, blah. And so of course she on some level befriends them, and then there's all of that going on. And they ultimately teach her and allow her to start climbing and climbing until she makes a certain decision to even stay in a tree, because this is based on a real woman who stayed for weeks, lived up all the way up in a tree for many, many weeks. So she decides to do that. There's her basic story. This and whether she ends up finding solace to her grief, figuring out who she is, and all of those things. So it is essentially a Hallmark movie.
Do you think I'll be done with the numbers before I gotta cut that lower? I'll be done with the numbers before you finish?
Oh yeah, you're already up to 5. So, and we'll show 1 or 2 of these once you're done with them before the end of the show.
I have
So,
to use the cheat sheet now
so this is a Hallmark movie essentially put into a ballad or belt ballad filled Broadway musical. So the songs are pleasant and they do the job. Very little that you're going to be playing the cast album, in my opinion, to hear, even though the lead actress
What's the problem?
is just kind of all...
Isn't she the Frozen Queen?
Yeah,
So
it's
people like that.
Idina Menzel. People are going to this to see Idina
6
Menzel.
and 9 are the same. They're just turned.
Yeah, so you don't have to make any more 6 and 9s. You don't need more 6s and 9s. You just need 7 and 8. And
No,
zero.
but I need 6, and I'm gonna make like 4 of them.
Okay. And zeros are huge.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it's Idina Menzel. We know it from Rent, from If Then, and now from this piece. So of course the crowds are coming to see her and to see her act. She's a very good actress. She looks great in her climbing outfit and stuff, and she sounds great. But you know, as a number of reviewers have said, after a while when she's hitting the notes and the songs are sounding like this, it's like, okay, we
It's
kind
too
of
much
get it.
repetition.
Yeah, there's a point at which we kind of wonder, does this even need to be a musical so much as how about just letting her have these epiphanies and talk to these people?
Why couldn't it be a play? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also because it visually is amazing. Visually.
It's like that thing, George in the Park.
Oh, yeah. Well,
What am I calling
Sunday in the Park with George had cutouts and designs and things growing out. I mean, Sunday in the Park was also 50 years old now.
Oh.
Oh, almost. Sunday in the Park was 1984, so 40 years
No,
old.
the one they did with Seurat, where they had to live images.
Sunday in the Park with George.
Wow.
Yeah, things would rise out of the
Yeah.
that was 1984. Amazing. It's 40 years old, 41 years old. Whereas this is projections. This is
I'm using the 6 behind me.
Oh, yeah. Everything. One of the weird feelings you get when you first walk into the theater
Yeah.
is that everything is so bright, unusually bright, because everything is lit very white. It's just white background on a stage, strong lighting in the audience, and as soon as she gets to the forest, it's all projected. There's no real trees.
Is
There's
that
no.
why it's so light?
Well, because what they're doing is just throwing projections of trees. But it's beautifully done, and it's gorgeous to look at. And it's very believable when you see her on
Is it
this
like a
harness.
discovery story of like she's discovering her.
Oh, yeah. So, my issue with the piece, first of all, it's a little over-volumed in terms of her singing. So, as much as we want to hear Idina Menzel sing, they mic her just a little to the point of screechiness. And remember,
Why?
I'm deaf in one ear almost.
Because that woman can sing. She don't need that.
Yeah, she could
Why
ping.
over-micing somebody who can actually sing?
Yeah, just mic her, just pull it down a little bit. So, well, I'm sure that she can be heard above the orchestra. I get that,
Oh, okay.
but still.
So lower the orchestra, I don't think that's that.
So, again, the show is sometimes cliched. Sometimes it hits on some profundity and is even a bit touching because we really do take the journey with this woman, with this character Jessie. And Menzel as an actress does not overdo it. She really stayed very much engaged with her. A woman who is either on the verge of a breakthrough or a breakdown. Either one could happen at any time, and it's very clear in the script that is where she's at. And it's to the credit that sometimes we're not sure which is which. We honestly don't know if she's just going to lose it completely or pull herself together, which is someone in that position
But that's real.
who's lost a son is absolutely believable.
That's a very real,
Yeah.
that means, is it a nuanced performance, do you think? Like,
I think it's a big performance, which Broadway needs. And I think she rocks. I think she's really, really good in this. We follow her. She's big when she needs to be big. She's likable. She's charismatic. She's got everything like a Broadway star.
I know which way 6 goes.
So is it worth it to see Idina Menzel? Yes. Is it worth it to see and go through the story with her? It's almost 2 hours long without an intermission.
Oh, wow.
It really is. They said it's an hour 10 or an hour 40. No, it ran significantly
Why
longer.
do you think, was it a preview?
No, it opened a week or two earlier, two or 3 weeks earlier. It's longer than you think. It doesn't always feel over long, but it's they could put an intermission
People
in
get
there.
restless in their seats?
Yeah, and I think it would help. It would.
They get restless? Were people
Yeah,
restless?
well, sometimes they do these shows where it runs an hour 45, an hour 50, and they realize either the show that might lose a lot of people in intermission, or let it just run through because you lose the momentum of the show. And I think that's
Yeah. Oh, if you break it, sometimes people won't come back, or you can't get back in the headspace.
But if you've got a musical, it's not a movie, and you're putting the audience in their chairs for almost 2 straight hours, you're pushing it. And I do think but it doesn't need to be quite as long as it is. So I give it 3 stars. I'm not gonna, diss it. At 4.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's
Worth
good, yeah.
seeing. Worth seeing for the story, seeing for Idina. The songs are pleasant. They're not annoying. Some are a little meh. Some are a little more likable. It's not something you're really going to remember for the rest of your life unless, and I will say this, if you have suffered that kind of tragedy, you will probably get more out of it than I would or someone who hasn't, where you really will connect with this character.
You don't want to see, or maybe lost anybody. Do you think it would be?
Well, this is losing a son. This is,
But do you think? But you can.
Yeah, you can extrapolate to losing a parent or a cousin, which is why it's universal. But I think in this particular instance, and there is one problem with the show that bothers me a lot, and that is, and close your ears if you don't want a spoiler alert.
Oh, me.
But part of her revelation, part of her being up in the trees and having this moment is that she does get to, quote unquote, talk to her son that she's been avoiding and pushing. She gets to talk to, whether it's the ghost, whether the spirit that she's conjuring, whether it's the whatever, the manifestation of her late college age, teenage son. And she has a conversation with him. And I will absolutely buy him telling her, it's not your fault. It's not about you being a bad parent. It's not about
That's
you.
What all the psychics say in that thing.
Yeah, it's typical that, which is fine. I can understand a woman thinking this and hearing this, but he's also telling her what happened, which she can't know. And he said, well, no, it wasn't like this. I didn't commit suicide. It was an accidental overdose.
Oh, wow.
Which she can't know.
Meaning she can't know as a person, or
Right.
she can't know as a mother?
She can't know as either. She can't literally know
You mean he's
what
telling
this
her-
ghost is telling
He's
her.
telling her things revelation that she couldn't know without.
Right. It's one thing to conjure up the spirit that will tell her, it was me, there's nothing you could have done, not your fault. It's quite another to have a factual thing of saying, no, I didn't commit suicide. It was an accidental drug. Again, spoiler
Some
alert.
people like that psychic, like Tyler Perry.
Yeah, but I don't like. I mean, that was a bridge too far from me because there's something ugly, or not ugly. There's something problematic about that for me. Of this mother being able to have that certainty about something that could not be certain. If she got that from a coroner, fine. If she got that from a roommate, fine. But to get that from the spirit of her dead son, of like, no, wasn't suicide, I promise you. I don't, no. It still bugs me. Anyway, a couple of things.
Because you think it's not true? Like, I don't get that.
She can't know. And nobody can come back from that and just suddenly say, it's one thing for them to be emotionally supportive and say, there's nothing you could have done, which is true.
Yeah, oh, I see.
A son goes
I
away,
hear what you're saying.
It's quite another to say, oh, this is what happened.
But that's what people want to hear, David.
I know.
So if you lose somebody, you don't want to hear like, oh, you want to hear the thing, but you want to also hear like,
Yeah, bugs me.
And that's what they do in the Tyler Perry piece, right? Like.
Well, again, the Tyler Perry piece is like, not your, this was going to happen. You can't blame yourself. I totally get that, and I'm on board. It's when you start fudging the facts in a way that you shouldn't. I find bothersome. Maybe you don't. So a mild recommendation for Redwood for the projections, for Idina, for some of the music, and for the overall experience. It's pretty, and the story.
I'm almost done. I can't believe it.
She's got these numbers going on.
Zero yet. I have zero.
Oh, zero. Zero is very important.
I forgot.
In fact, you're going to need 3 zeros because we're going to.
No, I usually make 6 zeros because you can use it for other shapes.
Oh, true. Okay,
I
so.
can't believe I did that. Look.
Yeah, do you want to hold one of them up?
No, because I'm not done.
Wait, where's 8?
I'm working on 8 right
Oh,
now.
okay. All right. Let's also talk about another musical, a British musical, big hit across the pond, called Operation Mincemeat. And this is very different kind of a story, although this story also does involve, in some weird ways, an unexplained death. but in a much more playful way. This is based on a true, absolute thing that happened in World War II. A group of British intelligence workers are trying to fool the Nazis. They want the Nazis to think that they're going to be attacking Sardinia. Like, this is somewhat later in the war when they're getting the upper hand. So what do they do? They want the Nazis to pull all their troops to Sardinia instead of Sicily, which is where the British really want to attack. Well, Sicily's lower down, by Tyrol is higher. But so they have to come up with a cunning plan. And these intelligence workers, in the first part of the show, they're trying to think, well, I've got this ridiculous idea, this could work, and if we do this and we do this. And then there's one guy, he's of course a nerd and shy with women, and has all these different kind of complications dealing with people. And he's also got an insane, crazy plan. But it's the plan that just might work. So he can't sell it himself. Nobody's paying attention to him. Nobody listens to him. Except there's one guy who has all the things that this fella doesn't. There's this other worker named Montague, he's got swagger. He's good. He can talk to anybody. He can convince anybody. He's got confidence. So he works with this other fellow. He says, tell you what, you got a great, crazy, ridiculous plan. I can sell it. So let's work together. So he sells it, and he tells, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a dead body fall out of the sky in a plane crash. And this dead body will be carrying papers.
Oh, fake papers.
Fake papers that explain secret British government plans to invade Sardinia as opposed to Sicily, right? So, and he'll be carrying these papers, and when the Nazis open the case, they'll read this and they'll say, aha! Let's bring all our troops to Sardinia. Right, great plan. And of course, they have to get into the interstices of this. No big spoiler, they go through with this plan.
It works?
Well, that's the big, but this is based on a real thing, and it did work. But that's not, I guess, part of the point of the play. But the thing is, all the things that go wrong and right in the implementation of this plan, as well as what really pulls the musical together, because for the first 15, 20 minutes, it's very over the top, very sort of British musical, nudge in the ribs, a lot of mugging, like the one guy.
Like a hammy?
Yeah, a guy named David Cumming is the worst. We want to like him so much, but he's so insanely jittery and nerdy and over the top, and also when they sing, they are British. And they sing very fast, and they sing in very strong accents. Okay. It's not just me. I've read the other craze, not just because I'm half deaf. They couldn't understand what the hell these people were singing either. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, I want to like this show. I don't know if I'm going to like this show. This show is going to probably be cute sometimes and annoy me most of the rest of the time. Oh dear. But I'm sitting through it, and then they make a brilliant decision. To in some ways save the show. And it's really a great idea. The thing is, when they're sending this dead body into the ocean, where do they get a dead body? So they have to go up this rather shady coroner and then grab a body from like the morgue, kind of like Young Frankenstein-like. And they get it, but they're saying, look, for the Nazis to really believe this, we've got to make him real. We can't just have a body make believe that it's drowned or actually is drowned post-death.
Yeah.
Who is he? He's got to be dressed properly, and let's make him a real person. We'll give him a name. We'll call him Bill.
Nice.
And what is his backstory? What would he be carrying with him that a soldier would somebody, real person. Who's in the RAF, right? So they want to give him like a fiancé.
Oh, nice.
He's carrying
a name tag,
a ring. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, he should be carrying letters from home and a love letter from his girl and so forth.
I would think so, right?
So they have to come up with it. And these are intelligent people. They don't have any. So they think, how do you write a love letter for this thing? Is that, oh, my dearest darling, I so miss you when you're up in the air. I just want to hug and kiss and I miss it. And this is a brilliant ploy. The older secretary there, she's this middle-aged secretary, totally by the book, completely like serious and works for the generals and all of this. She's like, no. Nobody's going to believe that. That's not how real love letters are written.
Oh, wow.
And then looking at it and saying, no, they're mundane. They're about the day-to-day going on at home that this person's missing. The farming, how's that going on? Are there little fights in the families? And she starts to dictate, how a real love letter should be.
Nice.
And of course, very quickly into this song, which is far and away the best song in the show, we realize that this was her 20-something years ago in World War I.
Oh, wow.
And she wrote a letter like this to a love that she had who never came back.
Oh, God.
So it's this really unexpectedly powerful, poignant song that just brings everything together. Because you never forget it for the rest of the show. As ridiculous and zany and crazy, and sometimes crazy because it was based on truth kind of show is, that is always in the background. This idea of there was reality to it and there's a heart.
She lost her people.
Yeah. So we will tolerate some of the overdone
But
stupidity.
the overacting could be the director, not the actor, right?
Well, it's a team. It's like a group thing. It's kind of like the play that goes wrong kind of troupe.
Oh, yeah.
So they're all kind of connected together. And yeah, they're over-directed, but the piece is sometimes over-directed, and sometimes it's great. Sometimes it is quite funny. Sometimes it's terrifically clever, and very well staged. And then at the end, again, they bring back a very touching moment when they, again, make us realize that, yes, in a weird way, this guy, Bill, who died under completely other circumstances, who was he? In some level, helped win the war. Yeah, that's great. That's great. You got everything. You got everything. So if I were to give Operation Mincemeat a numerical review, I would give it. Oh wait, I'll let you grab them. I mean, I'm giving it 3 1/4 stars.
Can't do 3 1/4.
No, but we can do. I was going to do 7.5,
Oh.
so it can hold up a 7. Let me grab them. Hold on.
You can pick whatever you want, Annie. They're your numbers.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's some
Actually, 3 1/4 is closer to 8.
Okay.
7.5 sounds more like 3 or even 2 3/4 stars ish. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The lead person playing Montague, who is an actress, she's actually a woman. She's absolutely great. She's perfect in the role.
Wow.
And of course, the guy and
Do you think any one of these things you reviewed are going to be Tony nominated?
oh, I think well, Idina will get a nomination for Redwood, and Projections will probably win. For Operation Mincemeat, it may get a Best Musical. I'm sorry, what?
It'll
What?
win for the set.
Redwood?
Yeah.
Well, Redwood for if they have a special Tony category for projections. Because there's no set. The set is just
Could it win for lighting?
it could. I mean, it's beautifully done. I don't think it would. I think it will win for projections. And then Operation Mincemeat, I would like to see a couple of people nominated, particularly Natasha Hodgson, and I'll bet you a nomination might just go to Jack Malone, who plays. Again, there's a lot of cross-gendering in the characters there. Jack Malone plays Hester, who's the secretary who gets that big, sad number in the middle of Act 1.
Yeah.
So I would like to definitely see him get a
Well, you
a
said
nomination.
that was very touching.
Yeah. So, I've got to give as much as I do agree with Johnny Oleksinsky in the New York Post that the show is just too hyperactive and relentless. A lot of the time, it is saved from overkill. Yeah, it's still.
You gotta save it for the people. They're bored off their tushy bothers,
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, it was kind of like when I went with my Aunt Esther to see the show, the play that goes wrong
Oh yeah.
on Broadway, and I thought, oh, we're going to love this. It's Monty Python. It's this. It's that.
Yeah.
And we sat there most of the time of like, they're just trying too hard. It's supposed to be really hilariously funny,
Yeah, effortless. Yeah.
and we're just appreciating what they're doing. But it's not that. I much more enjoyed the TV series that we watched of the play of the show that goes wrong.
Oh.
Those are funnier to me
Wow.
than seeing it live.
Wow.
Maybe because I didn't know the cast at that point, or didn't
Oh, just it could be something.
went into the whole thing. But anyway, so 3.25 stars for Operation Mincemeat on Broadway, 3 stars for Redwood, as we in the
But say out
neighborhood.
of 4, not 5. Because most people would think your score's out of 5.
No, it's like a 4. I never did 5 stars. I don't know. I guess restaurants do, and it's too late in my life to do out of 5 and change things. So I still see it out of. So 3.25 out of 4 is definitely worth seeing. Yeah, even 3 out of 4 is worth seeing. So.
Yeah, but also, like, somebody might like something that you say that you might score low, but they might like it. So they might say, I want to see it.
Well, of
'cause I
course.
like what he talked about. But, I don't like the...
Well, I mean, Cats
Yeah.
sucks, but there are millions of people who love cats. And I don't mean the animal. I mean actually.
I don't know how you're going to put them in a... We have no folder big enough. But
Oh, geez, I
that would
know.
be great for your background, right? It's
Yeah,
like
we'd have
they're
to
like
put them in
3
a
times
pile.
the size of your current ones.
Yep, we'll figure it out. We'll just put them in a.
It's $2 and we still have all this extra paper.
Good. No, this is this is fantastic. You're gonna.
Stuff with you.
Yeah,
don't
I
want
love
to-
it. I love it. So.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. 'Cause if you back away, I can show the floor. I can show what they look like
Whatever you want.
with a computer. Yeah. Well, I know you don't want to be on camera. So here. Let's see if I can roll those over. See, my wife was just cutting those up. I hope you're not mirrored there, so you see those. So now you're going to be seeing those on the wall.
Well, you know why? Because I looked in the ones we did when during the pandemic, and the big numbers just gave more of a show.
Yeah.
But we got this for $2, and we have some full size paper left and some little ones. I could cut other stuff.
You're appealing, by the way, very strongly to the Jew in me and Rabbi Sol by saying for $2.
Yes. I wish they had one that was like shiny or something. We could do another one, but
Oh, well, we still have that wrapping paper. We have that gold wrapping paper.
that gets it crinkly. I mean, I
Oh,
could
yeah.
do this some, but you tell me. I could
Yeah.
do shapes too.
Maybe this weekend we'll clean out the closet and we have time.
Whatever you want to do. I mean,
But what I do want to do is do a bit more of this episode of the show. We still have a couple of things to do. We've got our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. We have our Friends of the Daverhood, but I haven't yet been able or haven't talked about our word of the day. This is a segment called Dave's Big Dick. Sherry. Extra, tell all about it. It's Dave's Big Dictionary. So the word of the day, from courtesy of Merriam-Webster, the one that I've got to extrapolate on and elucidate on.
Big Bird's working at Starbucks after they cut PBS.
Gotta love the onion. Hold on. All right. So elucidate means to make something clear and to explain it. All right. So let's tap on that actual word in. Let's tippy tap that word. Let's tap that rotisserie chicken. Let me put it on Webster. Come on, here we go. It's a transitive verb because you're doing something to something else with it. To make lucid, especially by explanation or analysis. To give a clarifying explanation. The Latin luc, look or lux, puts the light in many English utterances, like lucent, glowing with light, luculent, clear in thought or expression, wow, luciferous, bringing light or insight, and lucid, clear, sane, intelligible, something I've never been. So, lucidus comes from the verb lucere, meaning to shine. Elucidating, therefore, can be thought of as a figurative equivalent of shining a light on something to make it easier to see. When asked for details, he declined to elucidate further. And these are just examples of things. So, first known use was in 1568 in the meaning that we have now. So, I have to think about what I would say, or what does the word elucidate make me think of? And honestly, the first thing that comes to mind, and really the main thing that comes to mind, is what I do twice a week, week after week, in class when I'm teaching English. it's, the one of the things that I do, especially towards the end of the semester, is I have a slide. And the slide is just the word clarity written 50 times, over and over. Clarity, 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 clarity. Because that is, for me, the most important thing.
Yeah.
You're not trying to be poetic, right? You're not trying to dazzle people with long sentences and $5 words and 8-syllable words. What you have to do is be clear. And that goes for whether you're writing a 5th grade essay or you're writing a doctoral dissertation. If you are not clear, it doesn't matter how smart you are. If you are not clear, it doesn't matter how incredible your idea is. You have to get your thought across as clearly and beautifully, well, beautifully is another thing, but as clearly as you can. You elucidate. You make sure that whatever idea you got or whatever somebody else's idea is that you're trying to bring forward into your paper, into your speech, is going from your mind as directly and clearly as you possibly can. I know I'm not being funny. I'm just saying this is what I did. This is the whole point for me of the English class that I teach, which is essay writing. It's like you be clear.
Do you think that people can become good writers, or people have the writing gift?
I think you have to have a gift, but you become much better if you learn, if you go over and over.
Some people are just really struggle all their lives with writing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And like everything else, there's people who can sing, and then there's people who take that and can. A man can sing, right? And there are people who could want to sing and barely carry a tune, and no matter what they do, they'll never get good.
I think there are people who write and who are technically good writers but have no soul, and their soul people have really passion or good writing but have no technique.
Well, of course, it's like any other skill. It's like any other talent, right? But I do feel that, assuming that English is your first language or you're competent in English, anybody can write clearly. You don't have to be a good writer.
True. Yeah, no, but you can write. You can get your thoughts
Yeah,
across.
you do short sentences if you must. Don't worry about complex sentences or anything like that. Just be clear. And I do think anybody can do that. The problem really comes, a lot of, or a portion of my students, English is their 3rd or 4th language. So at that point, I'm sure they're incredibly clear in French or in Bakuba or whatever their initial language is. But now it's important, they're in an American institution. So I'm like, is this what their brains are perfectly fine? Is their English skills, they're trying to rework verbs in places that they're not used to. And that is difficult.
That's true.
But hey, Joseph Conrad did it. And other people who wrote, Nabokov did it. Yeah. So eventually they can too.
Nabokov. It's Nabokov.
I think it's Nabokov. Right. Yeah. But so elucidate is to make clear. It is to explain in a way that, as they say, shines a light on what you're saying. I wish I could come up with a funny anecdote or some kind of joke about that. No. Well, it's also late in the show. I'm getting a little tired. But, it's really of clearing away the cobwebs, shining a light, and bringing clarity to whatever.
Oh, honey, the black plate is still glazed shrimp. Aww. Can you elucidate that?
Oh, well, this is Mission Barbecue, right? I wish I could write them a letter that would explain clearly and elucidate my feeling about why you would not need to have barbecued shrimp on the menu at Mission Barbecue, which should be having their specials on ribs, should be having their specials on prime rib, right? Or should be having their specials on various kinds of steaks. Yeah. Or if they're going to have shrimp as their black plate special, let them put like 14 shrimp in a bucket and make it reasonable. Yeah, for $14, not like 7 shrimp. You want to have throw a bunch of shrimp in there, popcorn shrimp, barbecue them nice and tasty. Then we'll talk. Anyway, that was Dave's Big Dick Dictionary for this Saturday, March 28th, 9th, 2025, here in the Daverhood. You're watching Dave's Gone By, our 981st episode with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife over there, all of you watching, and of course a big, big, big thank you to our brand new friend of the Daverhood, Robert W. Schneider. Please remember that his show, he's going to be directing 3 shows over the next few weeks at the AMT Theater for Robert's theater company, J2 Spotlight Musical Theater. The first one is, if you love Marvin Hamlish, if you watch the movie The Sting, if you remember a chorus line, right? I mean, it's Marvin friggin' Hamlish. He did the music for Woody Allen's film Bananas. That Marvin Hamlish. Yeah. Well, he had a Broadway flop called Smile that needs another chance. That's what Robert W. Schneider is proving, and you can watch a revival of that Broadway show April 10th through April 25th at the AMT Theater on West 45th Street in Midtown Manhattan. Get your tickets at j2spotlightnyc.com. j2spotlightnyc.com. And remember, it is $55 a ticket, but you can save some money if you get their 3-show pass. That you get, like they used to do, season tickets. Because their other shows are The Goodbye Girl, based on the Neil Simon play and movie and with a Neil Simon script, as well as Do Re Mi, which was, I think, a hit for Barbra Streisand and Phil Silvers. So I don't know if she was in it or if she just made the song from there famous, but I'm not.
Tell me, I'll look it up.
Could you look it up? It's a Broadway show called Do Re Mi. Let me see about that.
Give me a second.
Yeah, sure. Or,
Broadway show called Do Re Mi. Centers on a migraine con man. It says opened in 1960, 400 performance.
Wow.
Adolph Green, book by Garson Cannon.
Garson Kane, yeah.
Music.
Dorothy Fields? Or no, Faye Comden.
Jules Stein.
Oh, Julie Stein. Sorry, yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What do you need to know?
But who was in it? In the does it say who was the original Broadway cast? But now I'm thinking of Drat the Cat, and I don't know. I got a little messed up here. Musical headlined by Bill Silvers and Nancy Walker.
Oh.
Ooh. So the Streisand song wasn't from that. That was from Drat the Cat, which he mentioned for another reason. Now I'm getting confused. You have to go to j2spotlightnyc.com, see what the tickets are, get your tickets, and go to these shows at the AMT Theater. Okay. Anyway, Robert W. Schneider is just one of the people who have been on this program over the many, many years we've been on the air. I mean, he's a new friend of the Daverhood. Rabbi Sol Solomon is a very old friend of the Daverhood. He was on our very first episode. In between, we have had hundreds of wonderful guests, and we like to tell you what they've been up to since they've been on this show. And of course, we call that segment our Friends of the Daverhood. So here we have some friends of the Daverhood. For example, starting today, Steve Kaplan is doing his online intensive course on comedy writing. Steve Kaplan used to run Manhattan Punchline, the off-Broadway theater in New York, back in like the 80s and 90s. So now he hosts or he facilitates and runs an online thing. If you're working on a comedy screenplay or a comedy play, it's 4 sessions online. Even if you don't learn a damn thing, if it forces you to write your script, it's worth it. So,
What is it? What's that, babe?
Steve Kaplan's Comedy Intensive.
Have you taken it, or he was a
I
guest?
haven't taken. He's a guest. But yeah, I wanted to. I would like to. It would force me to finish like a thing. So it's starting today, March 29th, and running for 4 weeks. And then also today, let me get my glasses. Nancy Redman is headlining Latkes and Laughs at Ben's Bayside in New York. Now, I'm not 100% sure because I remember she had some kind of, I think she broke her hip or something like Nancy Redmond, the comedian and playwright.
Oh, I know that name.
So I'm not sure if this is still on with her. Check that out. Latkes and Laughs at Ben's Bayside. She may have had
Okay, let me
to
see.
cancel.
Latkes and Laughs at
Ben's Bayside.
Oh, wait.
Oh, they're still doing it.
Latkes and Laughs at Ben's Bayside. It's giving me Ben's Kosher Deli.
In Bayside, Queens?
No.
Oh, no. So
The play Latkes and Laughs in Bayside. A great night of food. Let's see. It seems like it's okay.
when was that posted? Yeah.
19 hours ago.
Oh, is she still part of
It
it?
says 19 hours ago. I'm sorry. It says I can't see the people.
Oh.
Terry Ann Zander, Tom Padovano, and Nancy Redmond headliner.
Whoa.
It says.
So
it's,
God willing, she's well
it's
enough.
at Ben's Kosher Deli.
In Bayside, Queens?
Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. So, then I'm hoping she's
Well,
doing
that was
great.
19 years ago. 19 years ago.
Well, no, 19 hours ago is she was in the hospital 2 weeks ago. So God willing, God bless her, I hope.
I'm looking for the latest date.
Or maybe Nancy Redmond's, does she have a web page?
Okay. Nancy Redmond, actress, webpage. I know it's given Julia Redmond.
No. Maybe she doesn't have a. I just follow her on Facebook. I don't know if she has a.
It says here, this one was 19 hours ago.
Yeah, so maybe.
Do you
Wonderful.
think they would change it?
I don't know if they changed they should change the signage because if she's not headlining anymore, and if she is, that's fantastic. So
Events.
either way, we wish her a full, refuah shlema, and if she's headlining this thing, she is healed. So yeah, laughter is healing. What can I tell you?
They all have it with her.
Good, thank God. Want to let you know that also today is the day. If you happen to be in Quincy,
That's only one day.
if you happen to be in Quincy, Massachusetts tonight, Jason Gra is doing cabaret at the Church of Presidents. All right, I guess they're making the space available. So yay for, if you've never seen Jason Gra, most lovable person, talented,
You'll have fun, yeah.
gotta go see him. Now, starting today, and, there's a musical at Paper Mill Playhouse in Millburn, New Jersey called Take the Lead. It starts tonight, it runs through late April, and it's by Robert Carey and our friend of the Daverhood, playwright Jonathan Tollins. So check that out. I want to let you know that Bob Spiato, who appears as an actor in a lot of one-man shows all around Long Island, he's in Boozy Bingo Brunch with Bob.
Oh, God.
We make money any way we can, right?
That's going to be messy. A bunch of drunk people playing bingo.
On a Sunday afternoon, well, it's classic, Sunday afternoon with mimosas.
Someone's got to help them,
Yeah, it's at Press 195 in Plainview, New York, Plainview, Long Island. On Monday night, March 31st, Julie Halston is emceeing the Gay Men's Chorus Gala at the Edison Ballroom. And the same night, Seth Rudetsky gets New York City. Oh, I saw it's the same event. At that very same event, the New York City Gay Men's Chorus are giving an award to Seth Rudetsky. That is also, it's at the same event at the Edison Ballroom this Monday night. If you go to Birdland instead, you can see Jamie DeRoy and Friends, which is a cabaret evening hosted by Broadway producer Jamie DeRoy. And then also on Monday night, the 31st, Lonnie Price. Now, he was the guy who starred as the lead actor, as Ed Kleban, in A Class Act that Rabbi Sol was talking about before with Robert W. Schneider. Well, Lonnie Price is directing a reading of our friend Peter Felicia's play, Shylock versus Antonio, and that is part of the Actors Temple Gala in Midtown Monday night. On Tuesday, April 1st, Michelle LaRue is in a play by Warren Cleaver, whom I did not realize that is her late husband. He wrote a play called Places, Please, Act 1, and that is being done at the Ocean County Library in Towns River, New Jersey. On April 2nd, Gretchen Cryer is doing a record release show of her CD, I guess it is, House on Fire, and the show is going to be at the Green Room 42. Starting on April 2nd, running through mid-April, is a new bluegrass musical featuring and written by Greg Cotis, the guy who co-wrote Urinetown. That is at Fringe NYC. And then Michelle LaRue again, she's doing again that Places Please Act 1 at the Cape May Library on April 3rd. And then out in Delray Beach, Florida, also on April 3rd, Judy Mark is doing Merely Marvelous, the Songs of Gwen Verdon at Lake Ida Park. The weather is such already in Florida that you can do outdoor stuff, so see that.
Oh, that's pleasant.
On the 3rd. And then on April 4th, which I guess is Friday, Michelle LaRue is bringing Warren Cleaver's play again, this time to Little Egg Harbor branch of Ocean County Library in New Jersey. So, on Broadway, Danny Burston in Gypsy, Alan Menken's music in Aladdin. Off-Broadway, Alan Menken's music is in Little Shop of Horrors, of course. K.T. Sullivan holds court at the Algonquin on Tuesday nights. Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks play Birdland on Monday evenings. And, of course, Jim Caruso's cast party every Monday night at Birdland. Get your tickets at birdlandjazz.com. And don't forget that Michael Garin plays piano at the Roxy Hotel Tuesdays through Saturday evenings, and log into his Facebook feed because he usually live streams his piano work. And then Evan Seplow is the founder and editor of StageBuggy.com. David Sheward writes for CulturalDaily.com and my own TotalTheater.com. He just reviewed a couple of shows, including Operation Mincemeat, so you can read his reviews on the site. And Vicky Quaddy does Late Night Catechism and other shows. He's probably doing Easter Bingo at this point at the Greenhouse and in Byron's in Chicagoland. And finally, Charlie Gross and Leslie Hobank Blake co-host Two on the Aisle. You can watch episodes and excerpts of episodes on YouTube. And don't forget that Tony Orlando hosts a Saturday evening radio program on WABC, Saturday nights with Tony Orlando. Let it dawn on you. Living round the old oak tree. Those, my friends, are the friends. Oh boy, I got a sneeze coming. Of the neighborhood. So we have done so much on this episode of the show. We were actually run overtime, as we usually do when we miss a week, because there's just like so much to get done. But we're down to our last segment of this episode. Because, hey, we had the interview, right? We had Dave's Big Dictionary. We had Inside Broadway. We did Greeley Times. Oh, my goodness. So much that we accomplished. We had StoryTime.
Interview.
And yet, we always like to end on a low note. So, ladies and gentlemen, my wife and I lived in Colorado for 13 years, a few years back. And while we were there, I got it into my head to write a poem about as many towns, cities, burgs, unincorporated communities as I possibly could in the beautiful state of Colorado. I'm still doing it. And we're bringing you one every single week for as long as I can come up with them. We do have a new one this week. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Broughton, Colorado. Broughton, Colorado for our Colorado Limerick of the Damned on Dave's Gone By.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme, and likewise verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Rocky Mountain.
So, ladies and gentlemen, very often we'll also give you a lot of information about the town, just so you have a sense of it before I destroy it verbally. But this, I got nothing. It's listed in Wikipedia as a place It's an unincorporated community in Delta County, which is in central eastern Colorado. It's all the way towards no, central western. It's all the way on that side. It's called Broughton. Sorry, I think I meant western. Delta County.
Broughton, Colorado.
Which is...
It's giving me Brighton. Broughton, Colorado. It's giving me Brighton. How do you spell it, Broughton?
Right, it's actually Broughton.
That's what I did.
Yeah. I'm sure it's central western Colorado, forgive me. But that's all I know about it. And it's near Gunnison.
Oh, I know.
So it's in that area.
It's up a mountain.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I can tell you about Broughton, Colorado. However, now I am going to cement its legacy forever and make it memorable because I've written a Colorado Limerick of the Damned about
there
it.
are no homes available, it says.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Broughton, Colorado, our Limerick of the day. Belinda, a co-ed from Broughton, is one girl who won't be forgotten. She cheated on men again and again and died in the bed she was shot in. Kind of a sad one, not disgusting,
It's a moral allegory.
Yeah, it is.
The 10 best restaurants in Broughton?
Yeah.
I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big.
Subway?
Okay, it is. Number 1, Stockyards Restaurant. Trail Life Brewing, Lazy Dog Saloon, Mama's Pierogies, The Cabin, The Goat and Clover Tavern.
The Goat and Clover?
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's really great. They like the mac and cheese. The Eatery 66, Burnaby's Classic Cuisine and Catering, the Strayhorn Grill, Susie's Branding Iron, and then Camp Robber, and then Honey Butter and Camilla's Cafe.
All righty. Well, half of those are steak places. Does that tell you something?
I would think so.
Having like the branding iron? That's so horrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it would be sear-ious food. I'm sorry, that's terrible.
The person said, I'm very fortunate to visit this restaurant only once or twice, or a heart attack would be imminent.
But is that restaurant in Broughton, or is it like Gunnison? Where's it technically? What's the address? It really is in
I
Broughton?
don't know the address yet.
Yeah.
I can't go further because I don't have the app.
What's the name of it? What's the name of the restaurant again?
Honey Butter.
The Honey Butter Restaurant? Oh my God, hold on. Colorado. Gotta do this. Now, technically, their address is Carbondale. Because all these things are sort of nearby when they do that. They don't give you the actual town. Yeah, but that's okay. The main thing is I've told my joke. I've told my limerick.
Yes.
Now, if you want to read all the Colorado Limericks of the Damned, you can go to davelefkowitz.org, davelefkowitz.org, and literally more than 300 of these disgusting poems are available right there. Just look for Colorado Limericks of the Damned. You can also read my one-act plays there, my full-length plays, the interviews I've done with people, some of them very, very famous, my song lyrics. They're all on this website, davelefkowitz.org. You'll also find all the rabbinical reflections that I've collaborated with Rabbi Sol. It's free, davelefkowitz.org. So please give it a look, give it a surf, see when I'm not on the air the way I write. And of course, if you have a theater company and you're looking to produce some plays, I've written a few. Would be nice to see them done. Anywho, remember also my main website is davesgoneby.com. You can email me. Dave Lefkowitz is my name. The email address is radio. What the hell is my email?
Radio Dave 2?
No, that's my Twitter feed. I've been on so long now, I'm blanking.
TGB?
Dave's Gone By at AOL.com. Dave's Gone By. This is what happens after 3 hours and you're 61 years old.
You're probably hungry. You need did you have caffeine or something? Your brain's probably...
Well, no, but...
It's also because it's overcast. I feel the same. It's a little bit crunchy.
I feel like I'm sundowning and it's 12:20 in the morning afternoon.
Because we have no sun.
Yeah. but still, there was never sun-upping. There's no sun-upping. But yeah, Dave's Gone By at AOL.com if you want to email me, or you can post right on our Facebook page, Dave's Gone By. So that really actually does conclude the 981st episode of the Dave's Gone By. Oh my God. Oh, my butt and my nuts. Wow. Let's pull this off. Here we go. Join us for the 982nd episode of this program. I don't think it will be next week. I think we're going to have to skip another week before we do the next episode of the show. Just go to our Facebook page and davesgoneby.com to follow us and know when the next episode will be. But we're working on it. We're going to have more stories for Storytime. It'll be almost Passover by then. So Rabbi Sol will be part of it. Pui, I'm sure, will be part of it. Potato, we'll have things to do. My darling and adorable wife will be part of it as well.
Maybe start using the new numbers. Try them out.
Oh yeah, our next show we will. We will start doing it. But so it just remains for me to thank once again Robert W. Schneider. Get your tickets to Smile, as well as the other shows that he will be directing over the next few weeks. J2SpotlightNYC.com. J2SpotlightNYC.com. Do please check that out, and we thank him so much for being in the Daverhood. Thank you to all of you for supporting the show, for writing back, for giving me thumbs up, for making suggestions and making comments, for, whenever I post a photo on Facebook or wherever, for giving me that kind of love. And speaking of love, and she just left the room, I'm going to have to yell this now. I want to wish my absolute beloved, my beshert, my better half, she's actually my better two-thirds. So much of me is shit that she has to make up for it. She's not even my better half. She's my better two-thirds. My darling and adorable and wonderful wife. I love you. Happy anniversary.
I'm coming.
Wait, I'm waiting.
I had to get folders. I have an idea to put several folders together for your numbers. Do
Oh.
you have the tape over there?
I do.
Oh,
It's up on the desk. It should be, yeah. So anyway, I love you, babe. It was
I love you too,
27 years ago today that we went to.
Stop picking yourself. Maybe I'll love you more.
What was the name of the place? It was Temple of Voga, wasn't it?
Of course, only we would get married at a place that talks about work. Sad people.
And we had great catering. What else did we have? And we had our honeymoon night in New Jersey,
Well,
which was so romantic. We actually had a really nice hotel there, but on our way to Hawaii before we went to New Jersey, we were literally 2 days later we were in Hawaii. 27 years ago. It's been since we were in Honolulu. And what else? That's it. And somehow 27 years have gone by in a flash.
Blink of an eye.
We've lived on Long Island. We lived in Colorado. We live in Maryland.
We live everywhere.
We've been everywhere, man.
I've been everywhere, man.
And just hoping for many, many more years of happiness,
other?
love,
Each
and
other?
oh well, that too.
Look at my idea.
Yeah, let me show. So,
The
my,
numbers it's not completely covered.
oh, it's fine. It's something we can put them in that will protect the numbers that you've just cut out. That is so cool. So, arts and crafty woman as she is, she's made a giant, enormous
Maybe we
folder.
could fold it this way. Let me see. Let me switch this.
What are you gonna do?
I have an idea. Look at
Yeah.
this. It might be better this way, but
Oh, yeah, that would be big enough, I think.
that way's actually perfect. See?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, now show this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
So she
tape it
folded it.
again. I gotta tape it.
So it's a little bit smaller. So got to retape it. But anywho, yeah, all the things she does behind the scenes, all the support that she gives me, both physical, making the noises, buying the little tchotchkes that we show off on the show and play with, including the flingable chickens and the flingable. Where did the bunny go? Oh, here's this. He's off the wall.
That's our
I'm off
folder.
the wall. There he is. Isn't that? It's like a storybook. Like, whoa. Huh? Look at this. Either that or it's Madonna's vagina. On that note, Thank you for joining us in the Daverhood on this Saturday afternoon now, March 29th, anniversary day. Have yourself a great springtime. Have yourself a fine, fine week. We will see you in a week or two with the next episode of Dave's Gone By.
Days gone by, days gone by, days gone by.
And remember, undies for me, yippee!